We are back, ladies and gentlemen, for another picks and prediction show, a full RIZIN.50 preview podcast. And you know, whenever we highlight and go through an entire RIZIN card, we bring on the man, the myth, the legend, J Wolf. Welcome back to the show. You know I couldn't do a RIZIN prediction show without you.
Oh, what's up, brother? How you doing? Thank you for having me back on, Aisha. You know I love the City Life Project podcast. You're one of the best, especially coverage of Epic RIZIN Fighting Federation. It's just, man, it's an honor and a privilege to be here. Thank you for having me back on.
Let's quickly start with the prelims here. Guys, if you agree with our picks, let us know in the comments if you're picking the other way, or if there's some juicy parlays or bets that you have or that you like. Let us know in the comments as well. Like and subscribe, and let's jump right into the prelims here, which I was telling J-Wolf, funny enough, I think I did more prep watching tape on some of these prelim guys than I even did for the main portion of the card. But let's start with Ryuki against Toki Kagawa. Now, I'm going to go with Ryuki here. He's 24 years of age. He has KO power. And I just think overall he's fought better opponents. This is a deep kick guy versus a K1 and crush guy. Ryuki being the K1 and crush guy. I'm just going to lean towards them because I just think that K1 these days is kind of a joke, but overall, K1 and Crush just have a better roster than Deep Kick. Now, Deep Kick is still a lot of fun, and it's like, I don't know, Japan's best kept secret because they refuse to show it to us live, but they still have a decent roster. They're still exciting fights, but much like Deep, they're exciting fights, but sometimes they're not the most high-level guys, and I am going to go with Ryuki, who just has fought better competition. What are your thoughts, Jay?
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. You know me, I'm a mixed martial arts guy. I don't really know kick that well, but I do love watching it with y'all. And I'll go with Ryuki because he's a King K1 guy, and you know they're a pretty good promotion. The only problem is that we can't watch them. They won't let an international stream. They're still messing around with whoever was the previous owner of the rights or whatever, and just, man, it was so cool when they came back and they had it on Fight TV for a little bit, and then just, I don't know what's going on. So they just need to get their act together, and then it'll be awesome again. So
I troll them every single post and announcement they make. You can see at VI Sports Talk. Wish I could watch this. Oh, it's such a shame I can't. Dude, I do it so much that their operations director and their social media guy both messaged me, be like, we understand. We'll let you know when you can. And I told them, with all due respect, I'm not going to stop commenting until I can watch it because you refuse to take my money. I will pay you up to $60 USD for your product, and you refuse to take the strongest dollar, well, close to the strongest dollar on the planet right now. So, like, what the fuck, bro? Anyways,
I know,
it's ridiculous.
Come on, let us give you money for your product, please.
Jeez, yes. Like, I've never tried so hard to give someone my money before and them say, nope, as a business. But anyways.
And then why can't they just, you know, ungeoblock or put it on YouTube or whatever, you know? I mean, why do they gotta, you know, just not even give us any kind of access at all? It's like, man, I don't know. Hopefully they get it figured out. So, but anyways, yeah, I'm gonna go with Ryuki, and because he's a K1 guy, and like you picked him too. So I'll
good
go
power. He's a power puncher as well. He's got a lot of knockouts in his career. Next prelim, we actually have a mixed martial arts fight. Now, it's a 2-round mixed martial arts fight, kind of like Deep. I like to call them the Khabib pre-UFC style MMA fights. 2 rounds, but somehow still pro. It is what it is. They're fun fights, regardless. We got Hiroki Takaoka against Seiya Ameyama. Seiya Ameyama's 4-2 as a pro. Hiroki is 10-9-6. However, he is on a 3-fight win streak. He's 29 years of age. Ameyama, he's on a 4-fight win streak, 22 years of age. He has 4 KO TKOs, 0 submissions, 0 decisions. His only 2 losses have come via knockout as well. So 4 KO wins. His only 2 losses have come via knockout. Hasn't even sniffed a decision, nor is he getting a submission or losing to submission. He did fight a pretty good opponent in his last fight who was 14-8-1. But get this, J-Wolf. All his fights, all his wins, all his losses, first round. First round. He has never even gone to the second round, and his last 4 wins have been in the first round via ground, 2 via ground and pound, 2 via flat out knockout. So I am going to go with the younger guy. in Ameyama. There's no odds on this one, but 82% of Tapology also picked him. Yeah,
really?
It's a deep versus Shuto guy, and the deep guy in mixed martial arts here being Ameyama. It's not like Hiroki doesn't have experience. I just think, he's never been knocked out, but Ameyama does have that just savage style of fighting, and he does like to go to decision a lot more. He's gone 7 wins via decision, 7 losses. So it's almost like complete opposite. A guy who like only first round finishes, even if he gets finished, against a guy who's like 7 wins via decision, 7 losses. And I would say his most notable opponent is Kentaro Watanabe in the Shuto finals last year, which 13-11 guy. I don't know. I guess he beat Miyagi, who was 20-14 before that as well, unanimous decision. But yeah, I'm going with the prospect knockout artist here.
Yeah, you know what? I think I'm going to do the same thing because look, according to Tapology, look at his height and his reach. It says Amayama is 5'7" with 170 centimeters reach. Meanwhile, Hiroki Takaoka is 5'6", only 167 centimeters reach. So not only does Amayama have the youth on his side, he's also got a little bit of size and reach on him. So I'm definitely picking him. And this is the first mixed martial arts battle of the night. I just want to point out to your audience that we have 17 bouts on this card, and 13 of them, including this one, are mixed martial arts bouts. I cannot tell you guys how excited I am about that. I just, you know me, I always want them to have as many fights as possible, as many mixed martial arts fights as possible. And we got 12 plus on this, 1 less than the UFC card. And it's just, man, all I gotta say is that we better get some superior rule set. These guys better know the assignment, or I'm going to be pissed, bro.
There's a few striker versus striker matchups, which we'll get to later on the card, that I imagine we'll see some. But like, how spoiled are we? We got Rise El Dorado with Yawman in the main event, and then Rise in the next night. Like, I haven't slept, honestly, guys, more than I think like 2 hours, in like the last 2 months because of Japanese mixed martial arts and kickboxing, and I love it. We're spoiled. I may not live to 40, but that's okay. It's it was a fruitful life here so far.
No,
but
enjoy it while you can, because once you hit 40, it's gonna be tough to stay up.
I know, dude. Like I'm maxing out on like my caffeine intake. If I take any more, I'm gonna have a fucking heart attack. But anyways, I literally had 2 cups of coffee before this friggin' preview.
Oh, nice.
We're buzzing. All right. Let's continue here with the next fight on the prelim. We have Shoji Otani against Yamato Ashikaga. Now, I'm going to go with Shoji Otani in this one. He's the current knockout champ right now. He's got great KO power. He's fought in Crush as well as Knockout, which again, Crush is, a K1 product. And he's also had some kickboxing bouts in RIZIN before. Just overall, I think he has more experience. He's 34 years of age, so he's getting up there in age. But in this case, I think in this case, the veteran, in my opinion, I'm going to give the edge to, just because he's still active. Like, he fought in February, got a first-round knockout. Fought in December, got a second-round knockout to win the Knockout Volume 6 championship. And then fought 3 more times also in 2024, only losing once. And before then, his last loss was in 2023, September of 2023. So hasn't taken a lot of damage. And had a split decision in 2023, but since then has just been finishing his opponents. So despite him being 34 years of age, he's also fought at a high level in Muay Thai early in his career. So yeah, I'm just gonna give I give him the advantage over Ashikaga, who is a deep kick guy, but is pretty much only been a deep kick guy. And he won the deep kick championship in 2023 and fought for it last summer, but lost in the first round and hasn't fought since last summer. So yeah, going with Otani in this one.
Yeah, I'm going to do the same thing. And this Shoji Otani is one of the guys that I was telling you, Mike from Ohio, that was on the Focus Fights audio preview and the We Are Rising podcast preview. This is one of the kickboxers you said to check out. And you're saying he's a knockout champion, so definitely going with him. Because, knockout, that's where Chihiro Suzuki's from.
He's still the knockout champion.
That's right, yeah. Yeah, so
who knows when he's ever going to defend it, but he's...
I bet
like 2 years that he hasn't fought, but that's okay.
yeah. No, well, at least he does, he's going to be active in both, so... But still, the knockout promotion is a great promotion, so I'm going to go with Shoji Otani, so... That's my pick.
All right. Two more quickly here. We'll fire through. Next we have Ryuki Yoshioka against Daiki Kirizume. And by the way, I was just going to say, prelims obviously available on YouTube, but even better, this whole card is free on RIZIN.TV, guys. The whole card is free on RIZIN.TV. You just have to make an account. It's free to make an account. They did this with one of their recent landmark events, if I'm not mistaken. So every now and then, RIZIN, they want to get the international viewers, and why not for RIZIN.50? So shout out to them.
Remember the one you're talking about was the landmark last year in November, right before the New Year's Eve mega event. So
and it was a great card. It was a great card.
And that's why they're doing it this time, because this is a fantastic card, RIZIN.50 right here. Like I was saying, we got 13 mixed martial arts bouts. And
some big names, title contender, title eliminator fights galore on this card.
Yeah, and the reason they're giving away for free is because they want to attract viewers for their big Tokyo Dome show in another month from now.
Yeah, that's the match, but we don't know what the match is going to be yet. The match.
Oh no, well, yeah, we do. It's definitely going to be Mikuru Asakura, and it's going to be we have to see what happens this weekend at Rise and at RIZIN.50. And they're going to pick his opponent from there, because his original opponent...
I know, but that's what I mean. It's the match, but we don't know what the match is yet. Because it was supposed to be Ren.
Yeah, but Ren got hurt, and now it's between like Yaman, Chihiro. He's supposed to be in attendance here at RIZIN.50, and if Chihiro wins, they're supposed to possibly be doing like a face-off or something. I just saw it in a Gong magazine, Sakakibara-san interview talking about that, and... There was a bunch of other cool stuff. I don't know if we'll get to that later, but there were announcements last night for that Tokyo Dome show.
Yes, no, it's a really good card. Dodson's going to be on it. There's some good fights that were announced. We're obviously going to hear some more, but just poor Mikuru. All these matchups, he's going to lose. He's going to get brutally knocked out again. Dude, Suzuki will hurt him even more than Ren. Seriously. Yaman? Dig fucking Mikuru a grave already behind the freaking Breaking Down studio.
Yeah, but remember, Yaman already knocked him out in open finger gloves. So this would be kind of like a revenge match.
God, if PTSD, Yaman, if you ask me. If I was Mikuru, I wouldn't be able to sleep. I'd be having nightmares. Freaking Yaman's honey from the freaking cafe would be in them too. God damn.
Yeah. Oh yeah, his little e-girl,
his love interest.
Honey. Yeah.
Jeez. What okay, we don't have time to get into that. Let's finish the prelims here. Yoshioka against Kirizume, and in this one I have Ryuki Yoshioka. Now, this one's probably the hardest one to predict. Neither of them have really fought high-level guys. This is a deep kick versus random regional / RWS participant. Look, they're I don't know. Yoshioka's decent. He's nothing special. I think he beats Kirizume, who's fought in RWS. I just don't think RWS is anything special anymore. Do they put on a good show, and does DAZN have them so sick we can watch some Muay Thai in here in North America? Absolutely. But let's be honest, the best RWS shows are the ones in Japan and the ones that have Blobtang on them, and Blobtang's basically a meme. So we're going with Yoshioka. Although Blobtang versus Bob Sapp and RIZIN would be the greatest thing on earth, but in small gloves kickboxing. But anyways.
Yeah, I'll just agree with you, because like I said, I don't really know much about kickboxing. I mean, I do, but it's like
you didn't watch tape on these ones like I did.
Yeah, exactly, I didn't watch the tape, so I'll trust your pick and go with Ryuki Yoshioka.
If Drew is watching this, he's rolling his eyes, and be like, Isha, why are you wasting your fucking time?
No, he loves the deep kick, guys.
You know what? He does. I will give him credit for that. All right, final prelim here, then we'll get to the meat on the bone, the good stuff, the real card. We got Ryoya Inoue against Rinto Kako, and this one I'm going with Inoue. I like Inoue here. He's fought in Rise. He's fought deep kick. I think overall he's fought better guys. I got Inoue here again. 28 years of age. A lot more experience, on a hell of a win streak, hasn't lost since 2022, and has been really active since. Won the Deep Championship, went over to Rise, got a win, got another win in Rise, and still is winning in Deep as well. So again, back and forth between Deep Kick and Rise, up against just a Deep Kick guy. I'm going to go with a 9.
Yeah, I'm agreeing. I think this was another one that Mike from Ohio was saying on the Focus Fights audio preview we did the other night. Everybody go check that out, by the way. Focus Fights audio, RIZIN.50 preview. He said this was going to be another good one, and Ryoya Inoue, he's a good fighter, apparently, so I'm going to pick him as well.
Then we got the opening ceremony. We are RIZIN! Which I'm stoked. I got my dose of Lene Hart this month already with the Road FC show, because she does Road FC announcements, which is awesome. But now we get another one here at RIZIN.50, and we have our first matchup, which is just... There's two just total textbook Japan / like old school Pride bookings, and this is one of them. We got Full Swing against Koki Akada. Koki Akada, kickboxing crossover, fighting in his second fight in mixed martial arts. He's 0-1 as a pro, but he has fought in amateur fights, so he's 1-1 in mixed martial arts, but 0-1 as a pro. Up against Full Swing, Mamoru, who is 24-15 as a pro, 1-4 in his last 5 fights, but had a good showing against Ren Ozaki in Deep a few months ago. Ozaki's a 6-1-2 guy. I actually covered that card. Full Swing looked okay. He was swinging. He was missing. He looks his age, but he didn't get knocked out in that one. The thing is, he does have a pretty weak chin at this point of his career, 39 years of age. Managed to get a good win in Deep 6 months ago against Kajimoto. Kajimoto's 5-3. I also covered that one. Just was better than him everywhere. Was able to out-grapple him a little bit as well. And when they did get entangled in striking positions, his opponent just wasn't able to hit him, and so he would be able to get the better of him. But Akada, if this fight stays on the feet, I think is going to knock out Full Swing. So I'm going with Playboy on this one. I think his first fight against Gomio, he lost split decision. I argue that like he could have won that fight. I thought he did just as much or more damage, and it wasn't like Gomio was dominating him in the grappling. I think Akada can be strong enough to get back up to his feet, even if Full Swing does employ the grappling, which he has more experience in mixed martial arts, but they call him Full Swing for a reason. He loves just throwing them hands. He may not have the best technique and he may be a lot slower, but if he does connect, sure, he can put Akada out. He can put anybody out if he lands. It's just not the most polished striking. He's got 12 knockouts in his career, 0 submissions. But Akada's pretty deadly as well, and he's got a lot of knockouts in kickboxing. So I am going Akada. I'm going to bank on him, even if he's losing the fight. If he lands clean on Full Swing at this stage of Full Swing's career, I think his chin is cracked, and Playboy looked really good in his debut. So despite the experience difference, the striking still goes in Playboy's favor as far as the technique, and that's where I'm leaning on in this one.
Yeah, I agree with you. Also, you got to look at the age difference. Playboy is 26 years old. Full Swing is 39. And then look at the height and reach difference. Playboy 5'9", 174 centimeter reach. Meanwhile, Full Swing is only 5'5", 165 centimeter reach. I mean, that's almost a 10 centimeter difference in reach, and like 4 inches height difference. Man, I feel bad for Full Swing, because I like Full Swing a lot, but
Full Swing's, he's only the underdog by a little bit. He's minus 105 and Akada is minus 125. I think the only reason why it's close because Akada has only had 2 mixed martial arts fights.
Yeah, he's like you said, he's kickboxing crossover, and he's only not a debutante, but he's a newbie at mixed martial arts basically. So we'll see how it goes. But you know what? We're gonna see if he knows the assignment too. That's what I want to see about this entire card. We're in the main card here now. We got 12 mixed martial arts bouts.
Superior rule set.
Mixed martial arts bouts. Superior rule set mixed martial arts bouts. And some of these fighters better know the assignment, or I'm gonna be pissed off. There's no excuse to not know the assignment when there's this many mixed martial arts bouts. We're 10 years into the Epic RIZIN Fighting Federation with the superior rule set. And actually, we were just talking about it last week with the Deep shows.
Every week, there's superior rule set in Deep. Every week, even though there's like only 3 to 4 superior rule set fights on every Deep card because they have a lot of the 2-round fights, the Khabib fights. They go nuts. Like like I said, there was like elderly abuse on the last one, and I don't care if that flags this YouTube video for it to be demonetized. Like, it was straight up elderly abuse. The guy kicked. There was a 36-year-old against a 49-year-old, and he kicked him in the face like 3 times, then double foot stomped him, jumped on his face.
Oh man, that sounds freaking awesome. So
it was amazing. It was amazing.
Pride never die.
Oh, dude, I was losing. It's like 4:30 a.m. I'm losing my shit, like throwing my chair around. Like, this is insane.
That's
my
awesome.
Roommates hate me, but that's why I'm
that's
looking for a new apartment.
RIZIN.50 card, bro.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there was some. Nice...
Oh, I told my roommates to leave. I gave him $100. I said, go get a hotel. I am fucking. I got Japanese whiskey, champagne. We're celebrating 50 events, baby.
Oh man, you're set. Yeah, this card better deliver the action, bro. Otherwise, dude, if we don't get some superior rule set on this card,
we're gonna get some. Cool, but who do you got in this one? You going with the young gun as well?
Oh yeah, I'm going with the young gun Akada. Like I said, dude, he's bigger, got a longer reach, younger. I mean, it's his fight to lose, basically.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, but I love Full Swing though. He's a great fighter. But if we're picking for the betting purposes, I'm going with Akada.
He's past his prime. All right. Speaking of guys who are past their prime, but this is actually a good matchup. We have the little giant Haruo Ochi against NOV, Nobuyoshi Nakatsukasa. NOV, easier to pronounce. Little giant against NOV. This is a fun matchup, especially because both these guys are... They're very well-rounded. They both have had tremendous and long careers. We haven't seen men's strawweight in a long time, so this will be fun. 2 guys coming in at 115 pounds. Yeah, again, 2 really good grapplers. Before I give my... I want to hear... Let's switch it up. I don't want to always give my take first. Where's your head at on this one?
Okay,
because I got some thoughts. I got some notes, but I like this matchup.
This is one where how I usually pick the youth over experience, but
they're pretty much the same age, 41 versus 38. Exactly, so there ain't no youth here.
Right, exactly. They're both veterans, and
Ochi's 41, by the way, guys.
Exactly. He is past the big 4-0, which is significant. Let's not downplay it.
On a win streak, 5-0 in his last 5 fights.
Exactly. So maybe his chin hasn't been cracked yet, or whatever. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to this one. I really like. I'm gonna pick Ochi. Because I just like Little Giant, and like I said, he's on a win streak. He's got good momentum. So, and NOV is not much bigger than him. He's only 3 centimeters tall, or 3 inches taller, and only 7 centimeters more reach. So, Ochi is used to handling bigger guys because he's a natural straw weight. Meanwhile, NOV tiny. Is a flyweight dropping down to straw weight. So is the weight cut going to drain him any to get down to that straw weight? So because he is 38, so when they get up in age, the weight cut starts getting harder. Mm-hmm. So is that going to factor in? I don't know. But Ochi is comfortable at straw weight. That's why I named him a Little Giant. He's been fighting there a long time. Great fighter. So I think I'm going to go with the veteran here to get it. I mean, they're both veterans, but I'm going to go with Ochi to get it done here. So it's going to be awesome. I just hope we see some superior rule set. So that's what I want to see. But what do you think? I'm curious what you think.
I'm going with Ochi as well. He is the favorite at minus 200, but NOV is a decent underdog. He's coming in at plus 160. He's 11-5, 4-1 in his last 5 fights. Won his last fight against an 8-7 guy in Deep. But hey, a win's a win at 38 years of age. Has only gone to decision twice. He's won 1 and lost 1. 4 KO TKOs and 6 submissions. So again, both these guys really good grapplers. I will say that NOV is more aggressive in attacking submissions, even though Little Giant is, I would say, a little bit more of like the better wrestler. He's 1-1 in RIZIN, 2-1 in Grochin, and has also fought in War Dog Cage Fight. He lost to Sean Gucci in Hex Fight Series, which honestly, good on him for going to Hex and fighting. It's a pretty good regional promotion. And he fought an 8-1 guy, which he lost in the first round, but was on a 3-fight win streak before then in Gladiator, RIZIN, and in GFC. And he won the War Dog Cage Fight Championship back in 2021 as well.
And one more thing about Ochi, he has a superior rule set finish, doesn't he? Or am I thinking? Yeah,
well, this is NOV I'm talking about right now.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. But yeah, anyways, still pretty active later in his career. Now moving over to Ochi, 26-11-2, 5-0 in his last 5 fights, 8 KO TKOs, 8 submission, 10 decisions. So has fought a lot more in his career and is just a lot more well-rounded in my opinion, despite wrestling being, I don't even want to say it's his base. I don't know if it is, it probably is, but it's just, that's where he thrives, just because he's low center of gravity and he can pick them ankles and get those double legs easier given his stature. 2-0-1 in RIZIN, has also fought in like Bellator versus RIZIN. He's the Deep champ. Actually, he won the Deep 117 Impact Show and then defended the title and getting a first round finish in both of those title fights. And then last year, at the end of December, got a split decision against Tago, who's an 8-8 guy. So, I mean, both these guys coming off wins, but against like almost 500 opponents. But still, 5-fight win streak is no joke, especially in Deep where anything can happen. Now,
that's right.
Recently, he has taken on some good opponents as well. Back in 2022, he lost to Honda, he lost to Sekihara, but again, he lost to Kawahara, which he got that win back last May, which is good. Lost to Jared Brooks in Bellator. These are all really good opponents, right? So between 2019 and 2022, he had some losses, but against top guys, and has been able to put it together with some decent matchups down the road.
But
so I am picking him.
Wins a superior rule set win for Ochi?
Back in September of 2018, yes, he beat Tsunabe via soccer kick. So there you go.
Okay, cool. So he does know the assignment.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely picking Ochi for sure.
There you go.
He's got all that experience, plus he knows the assignment, so definitely going Ochi, 100%.
There we go. All right, next we have Machi Fukuda against Seo Young Park. Machi Fukuda, 6-2 as a pro. She is 3-2 in her last 5 fights on a 2-fight win streak. Fought 4 months ago and 6 months ago, both at the Jewels show. Now, she beat a 5-5 gal and a 2-5 gal, but I'll say this right now. Both these 21-year-olds, they've been crushing tomato cans. Neither of them have really got wins against good opponents. Now, Ayaka Watanabe, not bad. Good split decision, I guess, for Fukuda. But again, then she lost to 3-0 gal and an 11-5 gal via split decision back-to-back. Now, close fights, don't get me wrong, but, you need to get those wins, especially if you're a prospect coming up. Seo Young Park, 5-4 as a pro, is on a little bit of a streak right now. Now, her last fight was a no contest, apparently. I don't know what happened there. Something happened at Road FC. But before then was on a 3-fight win streak in Shuto, Japan. So it's fought in Road FC, has fought in Shuto, 0 KO TKOs, 1 submission, 4 decision wins. 3-3 in Shuto, 2-1 and 1 no contest in Road FC. Not sure how that one played out, but regardless, has not beaten many notable opponents. She lost to a girl just known as Karen, goddamn Karens, who is a 7-2 gal. She got knocked out in that one. Her most notable win was against, no joke, a girl who is 2-0. She's fought girls with a lot of experience, but just hasn't been able to beat them, and she beat a 0-15 girl via armbar 32 seconds in, which, hey, if you're gonna fight a 0-15 girl, you might as well beat them in the first minute. But again, Seo Young Park isn't bad. Like, she has good technique. She's not bad. We just haven't seen her prove herself against way better opponents yet. And Fukuda, kind of the same thing, except Fukuda's just better everywhere at this stage. Both them being 21 years of age and having pretty much the exact same amount of fights. So I am going to go with Fukuda. She's the -700 favorite. She should get this one done.
Yeah, I mean, I'm picking Machi as well because, Machi,
she's just better everywhere, right? Like, they're both, like, well-rounded. I would say Fukuda probably has better hands, but she's just bigger. She's stronger. I think Fukuda, like, could fight at 125 as well. Whereas, like, Seo Young Park, it's like 105 and 115. There's no way she's sniffing 125. So I think Fukuda's just stronger.
According to Tapology, it says that Seo Young Park is 5'2".
I think
it says she's a little bit bigger. So, but I'm going with Machi, bro, because Machi, remember when she debuted in the Epic RIZIN a while ago, and she got the win. She got on the mic and she's talking about how she asked Sakakibara-san, the CEO of the Epic RIZIN, to open a 115-pound women's division, and that's a good weight class. It's where a lot of women around the world are 115 pounds. So she was really pushing for that. So to me, I think that that's part of the reason why she's a minus 700 favorite, is because if she puts on a good performance, they might be trying to open up this weight class for her. So we'll see how that goes. But I mean, there's a lot of good talent around the world as well. I mean, Invicta, Kabate Global as well. I mean,
yeah. Which, by the way, the all women's show for Kabate Global, their comeback show on YouTube, a great show. There was only, I think, like 6 fights on the main card, and 4 of them were finishes, and they were great fights. So the women did a tremendous job. So shout out to Kabate Global there.
Yeah, and they have lighter weight divisions like 115, 100, and atom weight division as well, which is another staple of the Epic Rising Fighting Federation. So there's women out there. So if they want to build a division, it's up to Machi here to put on a great performance. And then if she puts on a sensational performance, then she get on the mic and say, "Hey, Sakakibara-san, open up this 115-pound division. Let's get it going." So that's what I'm anticipating.
Well, no, it'd be sweet because even like there might be like a few UFC rejects or like older women who might come over for like one last swan song as well, which any name that RIZIN can get, especially someone that can be, formerly fought in the UFC, like that just helps them, especially for the women's divisions as well. So like, if they open 115
on the ex-UFC fighters.
Well, I'm not saying rely. It's just extra. It's like cherry on top, right? Then it's just okay, there's a division for women who like they don't really have an option after the UFC because unless they really want to fight and they join PFL, but PFL has less divisions than the UFC. So
no, forget about PF. I am so over Dummy Don, the fumbler. Dummy Don Davis. I cannot believe he's not doing collaboration anymore. So you're out, Don. You don't want to collaborate with the Epic Rising Fighting Federation anymore? See you later, bye. I don't care about them. But Kabate Global and Invicta Fighting Championships, they do collaborate with the Epic Rising Fighting and send girls over.
And KSW soon as well. They might not send the women, but they hopefully will get some heavyweights.
Yeah, and BKFC, bare knuckle.
Remember but who knows what the fuck is
bout on a RIZIN card.
Yeah, I hope they continue to work together. It doesn't sound like they're going to continue.
I think they're going to.
I hope so. Again, I hope so.
They got John Dotson on the Tokyo Dome show in May.
MMA though.
The UFC guy.
Yeah.
There's rumors. There's rumors that there's 2 more heavyweight Grand Prix participants that are to be announced. And there's rumors. I just want to throw it out there. Jay Krish from Focus Fights Audio is convinced that there's going to be an American fighter in the heavyweight Grand Prix, and everybody's sitting there. The rumor is it might be Big Ben Rothwell.
Could you imagine? That would be amazing. That would be amazing.
Oh, dude. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, it's all rumors at this point, but I think it's a pretty good rumor, to be honest with you. So the BKFC collaboration is still going strong, and then you saw the like you're saying, KSW.
Well, this what happens. The winner of the heavyweight Grand Prix in RIZIN will face the winner of Phil DeFree's next title defense. And Phil DeFree's gonna win. Phil DeFree, he signed his last contract. He's probably gonna retire after this. He signed a 3-fight extension with KSW. He's gonna defend his belt one more time. He'll fucking snatch that RIZIN heavyweight title as well, and then like, whoever the fuck is up next, maybe he'll lose that last fight and he passes the torch on.
So you think that he's the miss? Because remember, Sakakibara. At the presser, Sakakibara-san was saying that the heavyweight Grand Prix is going to happen, and then after it happens at New Year's Eve, they're bringing in a well-known guy that has an impressive career. I forget what the exact wording that he said was, but it sounds like they're bringing a veteran name, and you're saying it could be Phil DeFreeze.
Well, I mean, I don't know if KSW would let him just because he's like their star, but like that would be. I mean, he's the greatest heavyweight on the planet right now, in my opinion.
Well, hey, they got a participant from KSW. They even had the KSW logo on the graphic.
I know, which is.
You saw that? Yeah.
Which is exciting.
I knew you. Aisha, I thought of you immediately. I was like, oh boy, Aisha is stoked on this because that means the Phil DeFree super fights could be possible. People
laugh at me when I say this, but Phil DeFree right now, 14-fight win streak, which was one of the longest win streaks in heavyweight history, 11 title defenses. And they weren't against bums. Now, were they against like the best guys out there? No, but like the heavyweight is thin in every fucking promotion, and he's still beaten 16-5 guys, 9-3, 13-3, 16-4, 18-3, 16-2, right, 10-1. Like, he's still beating guys with really good record. Dude, 14 fights in the row. Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
11
dude,
title defenses.
Dude, you cannot argue with him winning. I mean, it's just, and you see there's a bunch of free agents. Dummy Don Davis just fumbled another one. Just today, they said Ryan Bader got his release.
Shane Burgos is leaving. Shane Burgos left.
Yeah, Shane Burgos left. A bunch of guys, and the ones I'm hoping for to be part of the heavyweight Grand Prix in RIZIN is the Fader team fighters, Moldavsky or the big one that I want. The big one is the top Fader team fighter. I don't even want to say it out loud. I don't want to jinx anything, but if Dummy Don Davis doesn't give him the Ngannou fight next, he's gone, bro. He's gonna return. He's gonna return the epic RIZIN. That's all I gotta say. So,
Fedor in his corner, and the crowd's just cheering as Fedor walks in the corner. They don't even care about the guy fighting.
Yes.
You know what they should have done, and this would have been so rare. They should have just put Sakuraba in there as a heavyweight.
Well, he's too old.
No, but I'm saying that would be so RIZIN. It's like, yeah, fuck it. Throw him in there as well. Pujanowski, fucking, we'll throw him in there too.
Dude, that'd be badass,
dude. He's fighting Eddie Hall.
Yeah, I saw that. The KSW's doing big, and dude, it was so exciting seeing the KSW logo on dude, they had it at the presser last night. They showed everything. They even tweeted it out, showing the graphic with I think this guy's name was Marcel or something like that. And I could never get the Polish
the next Epic card might be a crossover, like a collaboration, because KSW Epic does superior rule set and their own Vale Tudo superior rule set where you can fight in a gi if you want.
Yeah.
It's superior rule set, but if you want to fight in a gi, so it's Vale Tudo rules. So like, I could imagine RIZIN be like, oh fuck yeah, like this is right up our alley.
Absolutely.
We know that we got some Japanese fighters who'd love to fight in a gi. Yes. So like, Minowa man would literally come back. Because he still hasn't retired officially. I think he's still fighting in random promotions.
Yeah, and if whichever heavyweight Grand Prix participants don't move on, you send them over to the KSW and let them fight over there as well, So, dude, that'd be fantastic. I would love to see that for the next KSW Epic.
Bro, when Rampage knocks out Rashad in that boxing match, bring Rampage back as well. Fuck it.
Yes. I like the way you think, Aisha.
Mark Hunt, screw it. Fuck BKFC, coming to RIZIN. No, Mark Hunt's too old. I don't even, honestly, as much as I love Mark Hunt, I don't want to see him fight anymore. It's over.
Yeah, I know. He's
on his 40s. 45? He's in his he's like 50, dude. Like, it's over. Like,
yeah, once you hit 45, bro, it's
dude, he wants to sign with BKFC, and I'm just like, man, this isn't 5-10 years ago. Like,
I know.
Too bad BKFC wasn't around in his prime, because like he would have killed everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Seriously, could you imagine if BKFC was around in Mark Hunt's prime? He would have never signed with the UFC. He would just be like, dude, fuck this. Like, this is what I do.
Dude, they would have outlawed BKFC if they let Mark Hunt.
He might have killed somebody, honestly. Like, anyways, because they would have put freaking bar bouncers in front of him. He would have been like, really, boss? You want me to take him out? All right. Line him up. All right. Next we have Spike Carlyle, your boy, USA. Yes. Up against Takeshi Izumi. Now, I think they're just giving Spike Carlyle a gift in this one. Now, Izumi 5-3 as a pro, 4-1 in his last 5 fights. He lost his last fight. He got knocked the fuck out 8 months ago against Shunta Nomura in Deep. I watched that fight. It was brutal. Before then, he was on a win streak, but he is very much a grappler. 35 years of age, 0 submissions. 0 knockouts, 5 freaking decision victories in Japan. I'm sorry. 5-2 in Deep, 0-1 in RIZIN. He grappled in his last outing. He was apparently supposed to get a grappling title. Who cares? He lost that fight. Got knocked out against Nomura. Was on it, like I said, an impressive 5-fight win streak before then, but split decision against Kitaoka. I mean, we know that Satoru Kitaoka is a legend. He's friggin' 45 years of age. he went split decision with him. I'm not here. Let me just play it.
I'm not impressed by your performance.
A little GSP action. I'm not impressed by your performance. Before then, had a good win against a 20-5 guy, but this 3 wins before that: 1-0, 3-1, 4-5. Very much a wet blanket type of grappler. Spike Carlyle, really good takedown defense. Now I know Kyung Pyo Kim was able to take him down, but Kyung Pyo Kim is not like a traditional Greco-Roman wrestler. He's more of an MMA just fighter who has nifty ways to take you to the ground. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Kyung Pao Kim, as everybody knows, and I think he was beating Spike Carlyle dominantly in that fight before Spike Carlyle was able to get his back. God damn it, man, he got his back and choked him out.
I love it.
Yeah!
He went full fucking Dora the Explorer backpack on his ass and choked him out. Now, I love Spike Carlyle. Definitely more of a Kyung Pao Kim fan, and I told everyone that Kim was going to beat him up, and he was beating him up, so I was like patting myself on the back when anything had happened in mixed martial arts. And you know what, Carlyle, he needed that, because he was on a 3-fight losing streak, lost to Hori, lost to Satoshi, and lost to AJ McKee. All top guys, but really needed his confidence back in that one, and that comeback was huge. Now, it was 9 months ago, so he hasn't been back in the ring for a while, and I think he's going to make quick work of Izumi. I think he'll keep this on the feet and either beat up Izumi to get the knockout, even though he only has 6 KO TKOs in his MMA career. He's never got knocked out and he's never been submitted. So I think he'll either out-wrestle and submit Izumi or knock him out if he keeps us on the feet. I do think he'll finish him, though.
Nice. Already know I'm going with my man Spike Carlyle.
Minus 400 favorite, too.
Oh, yeah. Dude, you know me. I always root for my American fighters. Spike Carlyle, he reps the red, white, and blue so good in the Epic Rising. And, remember last fight against Kyung Go Pim, he skipped doing the walkout. Remember, he would always come.
Yeah, no, he was dialed for this one. He just
he was dialed in. He was like all business for that one. Didn't want to mess around with the walkout. But I think now that he got off that, snapped the losing streak, and now he's back in the win column, I think he's gonna be much more relaxed coming into this fight.
And this is a very winnable win. Like Kyung Pao Kim is no fucking joke. Yeah.
So I think he's gonna bring back the pageantry. I think he's gonna bring the action and really go for it and try to get the finish, like you're saying. So I think this is definitely one to watch right here. This is one of the bangers of the card right here, and I can't wait for this one. I can't wait to see what Spike Carlyle brings for the walkout and how he performs, and I hope he gets to finish and puts on a sensational performance. And I can't wait to hear Lenny Hart scream out from the United States of America.
Hell yeah,
dude! It just gives me chills.
She always, her as an American herself, always a little extra flair for those USA fighters. You know it.
Yeah.
It's great. I love he's fought everywhere too, from LFA, Bellator, like top regional shows and top promotions in obviously it's so funny. He's only fought, you think of him as a Bellator guy. He's fought more in RIZIN than he has in Bellator. He's fought 4 times in RIZIN, only twice in Bellator. He's fought in the UFC more than Bellator. He went 1 and 2 in the UFC as well. Actually fought some decent fighters in the UFC. Lost to Bill Algeo and Billy Quarantillo. Both guys had really good UFC careers, but they're both retired, and Spike Carlyle just entering his prime at 31 years of age with over 20 pro fights already in his career. I think a lot of people are saying Juan Archuleta, like the new guy, for Bellator champ to come in and make noise and rise. I think Spike Carlyle is going to be the USA representative who becomes the RIZIN champ.
Yeah, and that's what I think they're doing right here with this fight. It's kind of like I don't want to say it's a gimme fight, but
it's a tune-up fight, as Rampage will say.
Right,
it's a tune-up.
Because I think they're trying to build Spike into a contender for lightweight, because that's one of the strongest. That's where Satoshi De Souza is the champion right now.
It'd be a good rematch. And Satoshi, I mean, it's not like he needs, and because it wouldn't be new blood if it's a rematch, but like, you know what? Like, let's run the gauntlet with him as a champion. Let's throw him and Spike now as with the belt on the line, and maybe it's a little bit different.
Exactly, because look, who else they got coming up besides, Spike, Luis Killer, Gustavo, who's also on this card later.
Well, Gustavo's opponent apparently was promised a title shot if he wins. Yeah. Not Gustavo, which is kind of a dick move, but...
Well, because Gustavo's coming off of... He just fought for
the title. I know. Well, but this is fucking RIZIN, dude. We've seen guys go on 2-fight losing streaks and get fucking title shots. That doesn't mean anything, bro. That doesn't mean anything. If Gustavo gets if Gustavo comes out and gets a 30-second knockout, they'll give him a title shot. Like, that's why it's weird that Barra said that. But again, Nomura, he's good.
You know what I think they might do? I think if Spike wins and Gustavo wins, they might match them up.
Ooh.
Try to kill off
I like
an
that.
opponent of Satoshi so they don't have to do a rematch. You know what I mean? So
I like that. You know what just sucks? It's like, fuck, man. Why is AJ McKee still in PFL? Why is he not here?
Well, you never. Dummy Don Davis could fumble him soon. So I mean, he's fumbling
Apparently,
everybody
he signed
else.
an extension right before they got acquired, though, and he's one of the guys. Dude, it was like a 5-fight deal, and he's only Paul Hughes. So.
Oh gosh.
We're never seeing him. We're never seeing him in any other promotion other than PFL Bellator, which sucks.
Did you hear that they have a year-long matching rights there? What kind of shit is that, dude? Not even the freaking UFC has a year-long.
At least we get to see Pitbull in the UFC, and it's against Rodriguez, which is a sick matchup, dude.
Yeah,
and I think he's gonna win. I think Pitbull's gonna win. I think he's fine, but Pitbull's got that Pitbull. They call him Pitbull for a reason. He's got that dog in him, bro. He's got that dog in him. He ain't like Patricki's. His past his prime. Okay, Patricki's got one round in him, and then he folds. Patricio, dude. He's going to dog walk Yair Rodriguez. But anyways, this is a RIZIN stream.
I hope you're right. And how much that elevate Chihiro Suzuki, who just absolutely knocked out Patricio Pitbull in the upset of the year, knockout of the year, all that good stuff, and just sensational performance. So if Patricio does well in the UFC, that's just going to elevate Chihiro Suzuki even more, I think. So it's just, man, just fun stuff all around here. So.
I don't have many locks because it's mixed martial arts. Anything can happen. This is my lock of the card. Spike's going to beat this guy however he wants. Is
there a way to bet if he's going to have a pageantry walk? He's going to embrace the pageantry on his walkout again?
I mean, there's a lot of degenerate lines in the States. I don't know what sportsbook has that.
That'd be cool if you could bet on that, because I would like to. I hope that he does a nice walkout again, because he's done some fantastic ones before with anime characters. Came out as Hulk Hogan before. I think that was a Bellator though, and he came out as a nice, noble, holy Knights Templar knight. And he just embraces the whole pattern. Just the whole package with Spike Carlyle, bro. You get just a total entertaining fighter, American fighter. Just, man, I can't wait for this fight, bro. This is gonna be awesome.
Hell yeah! This next one's an interesting one. It's one of those textbook Japanese Pride FC style matchups. We have an old fighter coming out of retirement to face a fighter making his pro MMA debut. One of the two fighters who competed in that like RIZIN Academy tournament on the last RIZIN event, the New Year's Eve show.
The Koshian tournament. The Koshian tournament. And they just announced they're going to be doing 3 more this year.
Okay. I mean, it was a good fight.
Men's heavyweight, men's flyweight, and women's super atomweight.
Okay, so they're building up 2 new divisions.
I that during Machi Fukuda's fight, because isn't women's super atomweight like 112, something like that?
So anyways, 2 new divisions with, because they're building up heavyweight now, which is nice.
So I'm wondering if they're going to utilize that Koshian women's super atomweight tournament to try to build up a woman to face for Machi in the future at the 115-pound strawweight class. So we'll see. But anyways,
I'm just pumped that they're building heavyweight because it's long overdue.
Tell me about it, man. And
10 years overdue.
With Phil DeFreeze, bro. I hope that comes to fruition.
Yeah. I mean, their best heavyweight has been Gabby Garcia, for fuck's sakes. Anyways. Shout out to Gabby Garcia. Sano Yokochi making his pro debut. He's 1-1 as an amateur. So pro debut against a 43-year-old. Okay, 18 years old versus 43-year-old. Maeda had already been fighting as a pro when Yokuchi was born. Okay, so just let that sink in. He was already fighting, an active pro before freaking Yokuchi was born. He retired. Like, he had a retirement ceremony and everything. 39, 19, and 3. Last fought 3 years ago. Ended on a win, which was nice. But yeah, 3-2 in his last 5 fights. But again, the former WEC fighter, that is right, fought in Dream, WEC, Pride, Sengoku Raiden champion, and RIZIN. I mean, he was coming off exhibition fights before his final fight in RIZIN, and he has fought, like, he has done some grappling events since. But again, even his last grappling event, his last mixed martial arts fight was in 2021. His last grappling fight was in 2023. So he's been inactive for 2 years. He hasn't fought in mixed martial arts for 3 years. Am I crazy to go with the freaking 18-year-old? The 18-year-old is the favorite at -125. Really? Maeda's the underdog at -105. So I mean, it's pretty much a pick'em, but it's close. And yeah, dude, I think I'm gonna go with Uchi here. I just think he's gonna be quicker. And he's got good hands. His grappling defense looked okay in his fight on the big stage. I just don't trust a guy north of 40 who hasn't even been... I mean, I'm sure he's training, but when you're not training for a fight, it's different. And then if you're not training for a fight, you're out of camp, out of shape, against a guy who's hungry, just won a tournament, just got a contract, and now is being thrown into the deep end against a guy who's got 50 plus fights in his career. I'm going with the guy who's hungry and has to prove himself, not the guy who's coming back for a paycheck and, yo, what's up, RIZIN.50 pageantry, coming out of retirement, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, I agree with you, because this is actually a win-win here. If Maeda wins, he'll get his 40th win, and if Uchi wins, then they got a new star, a new rising up and coming young gun star, another one. So it's just, I like how Drew characterized this from the We Are RIZIN podcast. He commented when we were talking about it on the Focus Fights audio preview, RIZIN.50 preview last night. He was saying that this is like the final exam test. For Uchi, because that's what they're trying to do here. That's why
you beat some young guys in the tournament. You fought in his amateur. Okay, now fight this old fart who has experience, but that you should win if you're serious, right?
Exactly. So that's what they're thinking. They're thinking, okay, we'll put him in there against this. It's throw him into the fire, right into the fire, and see sink or swim. And he's either gonna win, or he's gonna get taught a valuable lesson with experience against a very experienced fighter. Right? So
yeah, this is far from Akimoto going up against Motoya, but yes.
Exactly. It's
like the Wish version of that.
Yeah, it's going to be cool to see. I like that you're picking Uchi. Man, I'm going to go the opposite this time.
All right.
I'm going to go Maeda gets his 40th win this time and teaches the young gun a lesson, gives him a little quick lesson for his first pro fight.
And then retires again.
Yeah, exactly. He gets that 40th win and then retires.
Hey, not retiring the first time you say you're going to retire is the best base for MMA, right?
But, I mean, it's going to be tough. I think you're right, though, because Uchi he's dropping down in weight. Maeda's a natural 125-pounder. And Uchi looks like he's a bantamweight dropping down, because it says according to Tapology it's a catch weight of 130 pounds. So even though Maeda is taller and has a longer reach, he's still the bulk in his physical size is just gonna be a little bit smaller. So man, you might. I'm still picking Maeda. I'm still going with the old veteran to serve up the young gun a nice little lesson, teach him some experience, and get that 40th win. So. Hey,
we've seen older fighters knock out the young guys or finish the young guys, especially in this promotion, countless times. So there's a reason the odds are so close.
The underdog? Is he the underdog too?
He is the underdog, but it's -105 to -125. It's pretty much a pick'em.
Okay, so it's not a plus. Okay,
no.
Because I want to give a shout out to your audience too about our record. We have a pretty good record on pick'em, even for the dogs that we pick.
Yeah.
So. It's just that's why I wanted to see if he was a dog.
I mean, Kondo got his ass knocked out, right? To one of the older fighters, not coming out of retirement, but close to retirement. So anything can happen. Now, exactly. I think Kondo sucks. I don't care that he's a Japan top team guy. He's horrible. He shouldn't even be allowed to step foot in the UFC PI, but somehow because he's boys with Kai, they let him train there. But anyways, that's. I think Uchi could beat Kondo personally, but anyways.
Well, I mean,
that's a little respect.
He's a good fighter, bro. He's a good fighter, and he looked great in that Koshien tournament final.
No, he did.
And so that's why they're putting this matchup together, because they want to see what he's really made of. And you know how the Japanese do it, bro. They always throw him right into the fire right away. That's what they're doing here. They're doing here. So it's gonna be real interesting. And if he wins, dude, that's gonna be they got a new young gun rising star right there. So that's what the gamble is. That's what they're hoping on happening. So
I'm excited to see his walkout too. I think he's gonna, like, in his first big walkout, I think he's gonna go balls.
You think he's gonna go up with the pageantry?
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, for sure. You got it. It's your first fight on the big stage. That's like, that's not just part of a little sub tournament that, they just got the house lights on you. No, you got Lenny Hart announcing you in this one.
You're not on the prelims anymore. You're on the main card.
Yeah,
Lenny
exactly.
Legend is announcing you. You got to go all out with the pageantry. 100%.
All right, let's move on to this one. You were rooting for your boy out of USA. I'm rooting for my boy out of Canada, the Great White North. Tony Laramie against Yuki Ito. Now, Tony Laramie won in his RIZIN debut. It was a hard-fought fight against Muramoto. Everything was on display. All mixed martial arts. Grappling, wrestling, grappling on the jiu-jitsu side, wrestling on just the takedown and takedown defense side, boxing, kickboxing. It was all on display in the last fight, and Tony Laramie just did more damage, was the better fighter, actually just won in every area. But did show that, okay, like, they're no slouch out here. They're no slouch out here. Apparently he was sick going into his last fight as well, which affected his weight cut. And still was able to come out victorious. And then in Canada, helped out actually his brother have an absolutely dominant fight on the regional scene as well. So just like win for the family, coming off his first win in RIZIN. His brother, I think, is traveling with him to Japan. He will be in his corner, which is awesome to see the Laramie brothers just, having more success here. The pair are super talented. They're both still really young, and I think they're going to start making some noise here in the world of mixed martial arts. He's 10-2 as a pro on a hell of a win streak right now. 6 KO TKO, 0 submissions, 4 decisions, and like his brother, actually does have wicked jiu-jitsu, wicked grappling, but just decides that, I just want to scrap. I just want to beat people up. I want to fight more than anything. 1-0 in the LFA, 1-0 in RIZIN. It was the BTC champ, one of Canada's top regional promotions, and I'm pretty sure he hasn't lost since 2017. He hasn't lost since 2017. He is on a 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 fight win streak right now, and he's going up against a arguably his best competitor in his career in Yuki Ito. Yuki Ito 17-5 as a pro on a 4-fight win streak, 4-1 in his last 5, and they're basically the same age. Tony's 26, Ito is 27. Ito is 5 inches taller than him, so he will have the height advantage. But to be honest, Jay Wolf, and I'm not being biased here because, Tony Laramie's my Canadian brother, I've never been that impressed with Ito. With me, Ito has a wide, stiff, vertical stance, and if he can't get the knockout, is kind of a fish out of water. Like, he doesn't close the distance well. In the pocket, he's not the greatest boxer. He lands those big straight shots and the step back hooks. And on the ground, I don't think he's as good as Tony Laramie, and I just don't think he's that polished of a grappler at all. I think he's, like I said, more of a striker, and even then, it's wide stance, stationary. 7-1 in RIZIN, I will give him credit, and 7-4 in deep. He has been on a hell of a run recently, 4-fight win streak, and scary. But having said that, he's only finished one of those 3 guys. It was beautiful. Some grounded elbows on Jung-Hyun Lee. Let's be perfectly honest. Jung-Hyun Lee is a fraud. He's a motherfucking fraud, dude. And he was going full emote city in his last fight in Road FC, which he won, but not by dominant performance. He was emoting and clowning more than even was fighting. I don't think that was a big step up in competition. I don't think that was a big challenge for him. And again, he went to a split decision against Hiroya Kondo. Like, I'm never picking you to win a fight ever again if you go to a split decision with Kondo, even in a win. So I think Laramie wins this one, either TKO or just by absolute domination anywhere, and hopefully employ some grounded knees and some superior rule set as well.
Yes, that's what I like.
And he's the favorite at minus 160. I mean, like, look, Ito for a straight knockout plus money is probably a smart bet if you can get that that odd, if you can get the knockout. If not, then whatever. Money line at what is he? Money line at plus 130 isn't the worst, but yeah, I just don't see him beating Laramie anywhere unless he just lands a straight knockout.
Yeah, no, this is, dude, I'm going with Tony Laramie as well. The wild man.
Dude,
from
he's
Canada.
so sick.
I just, dude. Oh, is he still rocking the mullet?
Dude, he's the most he's the most hoser look. Oh hell yeah, let's go. He's the most hoser looking friggin' small town Ontario, like tough upbringing. Yeah, like dude, small town Canada is like small town Southern United States. Like it's just a bunch of hick hosers. And he fought, man, he didn't have him and his brother, man, they didn't have a good upbringing, so he fought on the street before he channeled it into mixed martial arts, and he brings that fucking attitude to the cage.
Yeah, and dude, I love his wild man style, nickname and style, and you got the mullet, we're long hair brethren. And,
hell yeah. If he has a good weight cut, he should absolutely wipe the floor with Ito, in my opinion.
Well, if he does, I'm hoping that will get him into the rumored flyweight Grand Prix that's supposed to be.
I think that's one of the reasons they brought him over, man. Honestly,
100%. And that, remember what Sakakibara-san said, that's probably starting in July. What I think they're doing, I think they're waiting on seeing what's going to happen with Kyoji Horiguchi, if Dingleberry Dana White's going to fumble him again or not.
No, he's going to the UFC. They're just actually not.
You think they're actually going to sign him and Dingleberry Dana's not going to fumble this time?
Yeah, because they want him on their Azerbaijan card, and it's they've already said as soon as he signs, Ulanbekov is his opponent, Tagir Ulanbekov.
So it's pretty much already in the works. So
it's just they're just dollars and cents right now.
Okay, well then, if all goes to plan, then the flyweight Grand Prix will start in July, and
they could just crown a champion as the winner.
Exactly, that's the whole plan. And one of the guys they brought in for that is this man, the wild man, Tony Laramie, and I cannot wait to see how he does here. And this is, I'm loving how
you'll love this, by the way. You'll love this. I said you're gonna love this because his brother TJ, he's been in the UFC, right? He won on Contender Series. He only had 2 UFC losses, and it was to freaking Derek Minner and Pat Sabatini, so 2 decent opponents. And then actually the UFC kind of gave up on him. He took a year off and then won the BTC champ and actually defended it. And then fought once in Unified, but I digress. So the UFC has been very much looking at the Laramie brothers for a while, enough for TJ actually had a contract. Tony decided to sign with RIZIN instead of go on Dana White's Contender Series. Like, there was definitely a path there. Now, has he been quoted saying that? No, but like, you'd be a fool not to connect the dots. So how cool is that? That instead of, rolling the dice right now on Dana White's Contender Series, potentially win a Grand Prix or a title in RIZIN and then just take that step to the UFC, before 30 in like 2 years, right?
Absolutely. And listen, what a fantastic matchmaking too, because I love how the odds are so close on a lot of these fights. The odds are really close, and that just goes to show the great matchmaking that's being put on here. And they're both right around in their athletic primes, 27 and 26 years old. I mean, this has got banger written all over it. This is another banger on there. This is another one to watch right here. And I can't wait to see if Tony Laramie, because that's interesting that you said that he was, kind of feeling under the weather, a little bit sick for his first bout. So this one hopefully is going to be 100%. And I want to see if he knows the assignment. Is he going to throw some superior rule set or what? That's what I want to see from the wild man. I want to see some wild superior rule set, striking and knockouts and everything from the wild man to earn his spot in the 2025 Flyweight Grand Prix. That's what I want to see.
Right in Ito's face, we will not be the 51st state. He's like, I'm not even from the States, bitch.
yeah. Pretty soon you're gonna hit. This might be Tony Laramie's last chance to be announced as a Canadian.
Hey, none of that shit.
Next time I say, "Oh, from the great state of Canada."
Oh man. I say this all the time. You can have Quebec. You can have Quebec. They're all yours. They want to be independent anyways. You can have them. Oh man.
What about the western side so we can connect Alaska to?
No, we'll trade you. We'll trade you Quebec for Alaska. Quebec's attached to Boston, and that whole area. It just makes sense.
Funny.
All right, next fight here, because we're both going Laramie. We have Takeshi Yokoyama against Shuya Kimura. Now, this is arguably the best matchup on the card. Two prospects going at it here. Now, I know Yokoyama's 28 years of age, but he's only got 7 fights under his belt. And the 24-year-old Kimura. Now, Yokoyama coming from Nexus, Kimura coming from Grachin. So it's pretty cool that both these guys have ripped up their regional promotion. Yokoyama on the Nexus scene, Kimura on the Grachin and Gladiator. Or sorry, Gladiator, not Grachin, Gladiator scene, my bad. Kimura on the Gladiator scene, Yokoyama on the Nexus scene. 4-0 for Kimura. He's undefeated as a pro. And coming off 4 first-round knockouts. And he's at a Brave gym, so he's got a little bit of grappling under his belt, but beat a 5-3 guy in his last fight, which is a solid win. Before then, 0-3, 2 guys making their debut. But I'm not gonna nitpick on a guy who's had 4 pro fights on who his opponents are. Right? You're taking whatever fight you can get. I say this, J Wolf. I'm gonna be critical on who your opponent is when doing breakdowns like this. Once you've hit 5 pro fights, and then it's okay, you should be trying to look for better matchups to develop in your career. But when you're, 3-0 and you take on a 5-3 guy, respect. And he beat him first round knockout. So a knockout artist out of a Gladiator against Yokoyama, who is a jiu-jitsu guy. So we got jiu-jitsu versus striker. Yokoyama, 5 submission victories, 1 decision victory, and his only losses come via decision. He's 1-1 in RIZIN, 5-0 in Nexus. He was the Fighting Nexus champion, where he beat actually a 16-7 guy. Then he beat an 8-2 guy. His only loss in RIZIN was to Majima. No shame in that. Majima's a wicked fucking grappler. And then he came back to Fighting Nexus to get what does Rampage Jackson call him? A tune-up win against a 13-12 guy. I just, I know you... I'm going Yokoyama on this one. I think he'll find his entry. I think he has been able to find his entries against strikers so far in his career. I know Kimura has some takedown defense, but it's not like Yokoyama's just going to throw a blast double. If anything, I think he's going to try to clinch with him and trip him, right? Drag that torso to the ground. It's safer than going for the double and single legs, especially in RIZIN, where unlike the UFC and every other promotion that has the fucking stupid ass unified rules, you're at way more risk for a knee or a kick to the face. So I think body lock, trip, gets on top, passes guard, attacks the back. Good night, Jim Kite. He gets the rear naked choke.
Nice. You know what? I'm actually gonna go the same, because this is a classic striker versus grappler matchup, the classic, and usually when that happens, it's usually safer to bet with the grappler, right? But yeah. I want Kimura to win. I want the striker to win, the young gun. Get us only 4-0 to get his 5th fight, to get his 5th win here. But if I'm for betting purposes and picking purposes, I'm going to go with Yokoyama. I'm going to go with the grappler over the striker. But I want the striker, Kimura, to win. So
Yokoyama is actually the underdog. So I think this is the best underdog pick on the card is Yokoyama
really?
At plus 150.
Yes, okay.
I think that is, again, both prospects, both don't have too much experience, but Yokoyama has faced and beaten the better competition.
And he's the grappler.
And he's the grappler.
So
and he's never been knocked out yet. Now it's tough to hit him because he usually gets that torso. He usually gets right on you and takes you to the ground. But at plus 150, that's my favorite underdog on the card.
Absolutely, that's the livest dog on the card, the whole card right there, 100%. And look at he's bigger. It says he's 5'9", 174 centimeter reach.
Yeah, he's got no stand up though, J Wolf. Like zero though, not even a little bit, not even okay, well it's just going to be a scrap. No, there is none. He has to take it to the ground. So if Kimura does defend the takedown or get back up to his feet, it's bad news for Yokoyama. But I believe I've seen him get better opponents than Kimura to the ground, so I'm confident. Again, this is my most confident underdog pick on the card.
Wow, man, I'm not so confident about it, but I'm definitely picking the grappler here in this classic striker versus grappler matchup. but I definitely want the striker Kimura to win 100%. So, but that's.
I know where your heart and head is going to lie on this next one, especially since you're saying I want strikers to win. We got Kyohei Hagiwara against Tobi Misech. Now, good old Tobi. Getting up there in age, but let's be honest. Tobi Misech, even though he's 12-11, even though he's on a 4-fight losing streak, he is still the better MMA fighter, and I know he's getting up there in age, J-Wolf, but he's still been active. He fought in King of the Cage four months ago. Now, he did get knocked out, but he went up against an 8-3 guy. Before then, went up against a 4-3 guy. I don't like that loss. That was also 8 months ago, so I just want to say, 8 months ago, he fought a 4-3 guy, lost the decision, took too quick of a turnaround, got knocked out in King of the Cage. And has fought in Cage Wars against good opponents before then as well last year. So he stayed active. Unfortunately, 2 knockouts in the last year and a half. Not looking good. But he is more well-rounded than Hagiwara. Now, does he have any submissions in his MMA career? No. Does he have 8 knockouts? Yes. And he has 3 submission victories. 2-1 in Bellator. Actually, in 2018, was invited on Dana White's Contender Series and lost. Has fought some bare knuckle boxing as well, and ripped up, speaking of Alaska Fighting Championship, where he beat a 6-0 guy to win the title back in 2017. I really hope Misech decides to grapple here, because if he does, he's going to win, because Hagiwara has no grappling at all, not even a little bit.
Yeah, he won't work on it for some reason, it seems like. It's like, what are you doing?
I will say, against Takeda, he was able to get back up to his feet a couple times, but Takeda.
No, you're right.
Takeda still smothered him. I'm scared that Tobi Misech will just scrap with Hagiwara. At 37 years of age, his chin has gone a little bit. Like it just has. Like, he was a brutal knockout in his last loss just 4 months ago, and we know that Hagiwara has power. Now, Hagiwara, if RIZIN continues to work with BKFC, and that's a big if, stop putting this guy in MMA fights. Just put him in those BKFC fights or small gloves kickboxing, because if not, he's going to have to go find work in deep, because like I know he's popular, but man, 3-fight losing streak now, and he's just been out-grappled or submitted every single time. So,
well, they keep putting him against grapplers is why.
Yeah, but it's mixed martial arts. At the end of the day, you gotta fucking learn how to defend a takedown. Like,
exactly, and you know that's why they were doing it too, because they were trying to, just like they were doing with the young gun earlier in the card here that we're talking about, Uchi. The Koshin tournament winner against Maeda. That's what they were doing with Hagiwara by putting him against a bunch of grapplers, guys like Takeda, who's an excellent wrestler, and because they were trying to give him a lesson on grappling, in-ring combat lesson on, you know, how he's got to defend the takedown, to defend the grappling, and he did show improvement in the Takeda fight.
Yeah,
so
he showed defense improvement, but like it's just not there. So this is the thing. I'm going with Tobi Misech. He's an underdog at plus 145. I understand why he's the underdog. He's the underdog because everyone is banking on him standing and bagging with Hagiwara, and he's going to get clipped. They're both going to get clipped. If they both stand at the center, it's going to be sick. They're just going to throw down freaking Gaethje Holloway style, and likely Tobi's going to go down. He's older. He fought 4 months ago. He got knocked out 4 months ago. But if he uses mixed martial arts, he will beat Hagiwara. Like, it's a clear path to victory. So I'm banking on him utilizing his experience. He's 37 years of age, utilizing that wisdom, and just ground and pound. Take Hagiwara to the ground, pass guard, beat him up on the ground. If it goes 3 rounds, I don't care. But I'm banking on Tobi utilizing all his tools, even though he's more of a striker, more of a brawler. That's what scares me, and that's probably why RIZIN's like, okay, this is Hagiwara's last chance. We're putting him up against a seasoned vet who likes to strike, who's fought BYB, not BKFC, but BYB, one of the other bare knuckle organizations. Let's hope he actually employs some grappling here, or else my underdog pick is not going to work out.
Well, you know me, I always usually root for my American fighters. And another thing about Toby Mishek is that he's Hawaiian, and you know those Hawaiian fighters like talking about Max Holloway, and
they like to scrap.
They scrap like dude, they're great fighters.
That's what I'm scared of, though.
No, that's what we want to see. That's what we're probably gonna see, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because I think that Hagiwara, I think he's got a good enough grappling to keep it on the feet against Mishek, and. I think he's improved his grappling.
That's what RIZIN's banking on for sure.
Yeah, that's exactly what. That's the whole point of this matchup. I think is to make sure that Hagiwara has, shored up his grappling, at least his defensive grappling and his get up ability, stand up ability. So, and also another thing for Hagiwara is he knows the assignment. Remember that the first RIZIN Cage event, it was called RIZIN Trigger back then. Right now it's called RIZIN Landmark. That's their Cage series events. He cherried the first RIZIN Cage series, Trigger first, with a sensational grounded kick TKO.
It's the only reason they're still giving him fights is because of that moment.
So, he knows the assignment. He's a very popular fighter. He's been working on his grappling, and I'm glad the odds are close. That just shows. Another fantastic matchup. But
he's the favorite. He better get it done.
I'm rooting for. Of course, I'm rooting. My heart is with the American fighter, but I'm picking Hagiwara. I'm picking Hagiwara. Right. So
I knew you were gonna pick him. I knew, and I was looking at Mishek, and I was like, oh man, I gotta pick him because he's the MMA fighter, but he's the brawler MMA fighter. That one I'm not confident on. That is not an underdog.
Dude, I hate picking against my American fighters, but I just got to do it this time. I just feel like Hagiwara has made massive improvements on his grappling, as showcased in the Takeda fight, and I don't think Mishek has the grappling enough to take down and keep down. I should say keep down this new and improved Hagiwara. So and Hagiwara's he's only 29, he's not even 30 yet, so he's still in his prime. He knows the assignment, and if he can keep it on the feet, then he's going to get into a brawl with Toby, and then if that happens, then that's pretty much. I think it's going to be game over for Toby because, like you said, he's coming off a knockout loss. So, Hagiwara's got power, knows the assignment.
What's worse? Hagiwara getting submitted, or Hagiwara just getting flatlined by the guy he's supposed to flatline?
No, dude.
Because Toby has power. Right? He has no submission with victories, only knockouts and decisions.
Oh, he's gonna go in there trying to knock him out. It's gonna be a firefight. This could be a striker's delight then.
Yeah, but what's worse?
Could be a striker's delight.
What is the faster ticket to deep or gladiator? A knockout loss or submission loss for Hagiwara?
Definitely a submission. Because if he gets taken down and is able to be kept on the ground or be submitted on the ground, they're going to send him to deep. They're going to be like, dude, sorry, we gave you so many chances. We tried to give you, in-ring combat experience with, better grapplers to get you up to this level, and then you couldn't even beat a brawler that has some grappling,
who's almost 40, who's knocked out 4 months ago.
More experience, bro. And you were favored in this fight against the underdog take you down and keep you down and submit you. Yeah, that would be the worst case scenario is if he got taken down and submitted. That would be, okay, he's got to go to, down to the lower leagues to get some wins back and get some experience. But I don't think it's going to happen, though, to be honest with you. I think it's going to be a striker's delight. I think his grappling has improved enough to where he's going to be able to keep it on the feet, or at least if he gets taken down, he's going to be able to get back up to his feet. And then the striking, he's got the clear advantage, I think. And again, the ace card is that we know that he knows the assignment. So if he rocks him, he's not going to sit there and hesitate and knock out. He's going to go for the grounded kicks and the stomps and stuff like that. So I'm very confident in my pick at Hagiwara on this one. So, but I don't like rooting against. I'm not going to root against my American fighter Toby, but I'm just going to have to pick against him this time. So, but I'm definitely rooting for him during the fight.
There you go. All right, we have 4 more to go.
We're already at the top 4? Jeez,
yeah, I know. We look at us being professional here. I'm staying up all night to edit this as well, so that's why I'm like, we're rallying through this. But I know we talked a little bit. Now we're nearing the intermission portion.
Now you're turning into the beast. That's right, channel 81 on your FM dial. And I want you just to take your hand and turn the volume real loud. I don't want to have to beat you up. 1, 2, 3.
We talked a little bit of what's being announced on the heavyweight side of things, but what else do you think is going to be announced? Obviously, there's rumored flyweight Grand Prix. We have the heavyweight Grand Prix and them just opening up the heavyweight division. Obviously, Kyoji Horiguchi rumored, and it seems like he is going to go to the UFC again, which props to him. I mean, he deserves it. He deserves it at this point. I mean, he wants that UFC belt. He said he's willing to fight Pantoja. I think he can beat Ulanbekov, and if so, then sweet. That's a ticket closer to getting that last belt that he needs in his trophy case. But yeah, what else do you think is going to be announced here? I mean, likely probably some. Obviously, some more of the match card will be announced. I think another landmark, at least maybe dates for landmark cards. Maybe not any fighters on them. Probably dates and cities for landmark cards, and then. I don't think they're even going to tease 51 until after the match. I think they're going to tease dates for landmark cards. I think, yeah, if we see, I think maybe we'll get a little bit more from the match too. Even if we don't get any more information, I think they'll bring some of the guys who are were announced in the ring. But I think the biggest thing is going to be landmark of. I think my prediction is they'll announce 2 more landmark dates and cities, and then some more details around the heavyweight Grand Prix.
Oh, nice. Well, I think that they made a bunch of announcements last night for the Tokyo Dome show with the heavyweight Grand Prix and all that. They announced 6 combatants. I think I was reading that they're going to the final 2 combatants for the heavyweight Grand Prix are going to be announced in like the first week of April.
Okay.
And then they're going to finalize the rest of the Tokyo Dome show card. That's what the rumor is, and I think that what you're saying about how they're going to bring in the guys that they've already announced into the ring to talk about, that I could definitely see happening.
Yeah.
And also Mikuru Asakura, who is the headliner of the Tokyo Dome show, he's supposed to be in attendance, so they could probably have him come into the ring and say something. And then as far as for new information, probably, I'm guessing might get, like you're saying, some landmark announcements, but I'm thinking maybe they might give some details about that RIZIN Korea show that we were talking about.
That'd be cool,
Remember how they're talking about doing the RIZIN Korea show, and it's going to be Road FC versus RIZIN fighters at this for most of the card, Korean versus Japanese.
You know what's really cool about the Korean shows is the audience is so different in Korea than Japan, right? The Korean audience sounds like European soccer. Like they have like chants for some of the fighters. It's so loud, dude, that it actually threw me off. I was like, whoa, like, yeah, that's right. Like this is totally different than watching regional deep and the regional Japanese promotions. They go buck fucking wild in Korea for their mixed martial arts. And so the Road FC shows, the audience just, like I said, they have like soccer chants and they're like booing certain guys all like unanimously. They have songs that they sing and it's just like constant like noise. And then Black Combat had the same thing, and in between every single fight in Black Combat, they'd freaking go-go dancers put on a show for everyone. And you see all these drunk dudes in the audience who are like, yeah. It was a vibe in Korea, man. Like it was crazy.
And they're starting to embrace the superior rule set. You said Black Combat.
Well, yeah. So Black Combat does superior rule set, and I'm sure Road FC would be open to it, as they did a hybrid Muay Thai and kickboxing heavyweight random fight in their last show, and like this poor heavyweight, he tried to do the rolling thunder, no technique, and just landed right on his shoulder, just like almost fell through the fucking ring. The guy was so big, but anyways, that was pretty funny. Anyway, sorry, back to what you think's coming up.
Oh yeah, I think that they're gonna do, give us some hints about stuff that's gonna be happening on the RIZIN Korea show, probably like with Cho Kim and Ji Young Yang, fighters like that, RIZIN mainstays and stuff. And
the heavyweight, who's the heavyweight? He actually was supposed to fight on the last Road FC show, defend his title.
I'll just finish up with the what I think is going to happen for the announcements as well. You might be right. They might bring out the rumors that we're talking about the first week of April. That could be wrong, and they could be announcing it right here at RIZIN.50. Maybe they bring out the next 2 combatants for the the Ryzen Heavyweight Grand Prix.
Tai and Kim, right? Tai and Kim, he lost to Ueda, but like what a fight, right? That was an absolute war.
Yeah, that was. I mean, Ueda is now probably that's what got Ueda into the tournament, into the Grand Prix.
Oh yeah, dude. I thought Tai and Kim was gonna knock his ass out, but Ueda looked tremendous in that fight.
Yeah, and I can't wait to see Ueda, Dario, and man, I'm very happy with the field so far, the Heavyweight Grand Prix.
I know everyone's ripping on it. I'm like, guys, what did you expect? Like, you expected them just to sign like what best heavyweights?
I know. There is some
like
some
these UFC
there's
UFC rejects. Like, sure, okay, Karate Combat, they beat you to Ryzen. They may have fumbled and they weren't able to sign Robelis Despain. Could you imagine if they signed Despain? Like that would have been crazy. So this guy, J-Wolf...
It's just because he went to Karate Combat, bro, doesn't mean it's that he's never going to come to Ryzen.
No, but I think Karate Combat has found it. Dude, J-Wolf, he's had 2 fights in Karate Combat. Both his knockouts were under 5 seconds. They're not letting this guy go.
Well, I mean,
they're not letting this guy go. And they got that crypto money back in them. They're not letting this guy go.
But they have let their fighters fight in Ryzen before. So
True, but they just snatched this guy from the UFC and the GFL off. Like, is trying to like. I just think Karate Combat's not going to give him up that easily. I think they're going to try to keep this guy as their star.
I don't think they're going to let him go to where he can sign with Ryzen, but they might let him do a one-off fight here and there in Ryzen.
True. So, what I'm just saying is Ryzen fumbled not being able to bring him over and be like, you're our star.
Well, we'll see what the future holds. Maybe there'll be some crossover fights again, but. There's some other great heavyweights out there that are free agents right now. There's some Vader team guys. There's some guys that are, I think there's some guys that are waiting out the ridiculous year-long matching clause in PFL right now. And, there could be some free... Sakakibara-san was talking about the winner of this heavyweight Grand Prix is going to be facing some, an experienced... I forget what the exact wording he said, but it's supposed to be some big signing for New Year's Eve that's going to face the heavyweight Grand Prix winner, and I'm hoping it's the number 1 Fader team. I don't even want to say it. I don't want to jinx it, but that's who I'm hoping it's going to be. Also, they got guys like Rosenstruck that's a free agent right now.
Yes, who's fought in Ryzen before.
Exactly.
I think that's a big possibility because Glory has their heavyweight Grand Prix, and I thought they were going to sign him. Vakitov apparently just said turned down the UFC's contract and he's fighting Rico Verhoeven now.
Yeah, I saw that.
So Rosenstruck, maybe Glory didn't offer him a good enough deal or he couldn't prepare for that, and Ryzen go, okay, well we got this going and we're familiar with you. Come back over here. And if Rosenstruck came back to Ryzen, he would dominate. Like he's I say UFC level, but let's be honest, all heavyweight sucks right now. Do you know what's crazy, J-Wolf? There's only 30 heavyweights in the UFC. So half of them are ranked. So even being ranked as a heavyweight means nothing in the UFC because there's 30. There's only 30.
Man, what a sad state. That used to be the crown jewel of mixed martial arts, the heavyweight division, bro.
Now everywhere it sucks. But anyways, any last thoughts do you think they're going to announce before we get to these last ones?
If they bring in, like we were talking about Rosenstruck, also... there's another Fader team guy that's out there that's a free agent right now, Moldavsky. That's another one Don Davis fumbled. So Moldavsky, he's also fought in Ryzen before. That's a Ryzen veteran. Rosenstruck and Moldavsky. I mean, those are excellent heavyweights that are available right now. So
there's some decent heavyweights. I say decent for like Ryzen level for what they're looking for coming out of like Eris in France as well.
Yeah, there's guys out there. Yeah. I mean, like even think back to when Ryzen first started. They found Jerry Prochazka when nobody knew who Jerry Prochazka was. And he's like one of the best fighters in the entire, most exciting fighters in the entire world right now. So
there's guys too like Will Fleury in Octagon. He's double champ now, right?
Yeah, there's guys out there. There's talent out there. You just gotta find the diamond in the rough, I guess, so to speak. But yeah, for these announcements though, I don't know if they're gonna do the heavyweight. If they're gonna wait for the first week. If that rumor is true, they're gonna wait till like the couple weeks in April. When it gets closer to the Tokyo Dome show to announce that, to trying to get some attention back before the Tokyo Dome, or if they're gonna do it here at the intermission, maybe both. Who knows? So we'll see. Also, one last thing, I was seeing that Sakakibara-san, the CEO of Epic Horizon, was also talking about the one championship that just happened with Shinya Aoki was his final fight in one championship, right?
And he retired. He left his gloves at the center.
Supposedly retired, but Sakakibara-san said he literally stated that he's interested in Shinya Aoki, and Aoki expressed. I saw a tweet from Aoki's expressing interest as well too. So possibly, I could see him bringing Aoki into the the ring to say a few words in intermission, maybe give a hint that he's going to come back to RIZIN.
Well, I mean, Aoki got his 49th win, so he's one away from 50. And
I mean,
fuck Shotri in one championship. I would way rather see him get his last fight under
in Japan,
I know it's not Dream
RIZIN.
Entertainment anymore, but you know what I mean.
Exactly. I mean, and honestly, would you really, if you were that close to your 50th win, would you retire before you get your 50th win? Heck no. So I seriously.
No, I think he just was like, give me the fuck out of one.
Yeah, he just wanted out of one because let's be honest, one champion and Shotri they're not doing mixed martial arts right anymore, unfortunately.
No. They are a tremendous Muay Thai promotion, but they're Muay Thai
they're more
promotion.
kick and Muay Thai promotion.
Not even kick. They're Muay Thai.
That's Muay Thai. Okay, but
they don't give a fuck about their kickboxers either. It took 2 years for Kriklia to get a fight, and he's the champion. Like,
so, dude, that's why they just gotta release all their mixed martial arts guys, and Shinya. That's what he's probably trying to do. He's probably trying to get out of that Shotri jail and get into a real mixed martial arts promotion and get that 50th win. So possibly now that he's, I guess, free from Shotri jail, then maybe he might show up at RIZIN.50 and at the intermission and say a few words. I mean, we'll see, but that could be the possibility. So I think what you're saying is probably what's going to happen. They're probably going to announce, a couple more landmark, the dates and stuff like that for that. Possibly, like I was saying, the RIZIN Korean show, and then probably the guys that were announced at the presser last night for the Tokyo Dome show. There's probably going to be several of them there, typing up the Tokyo Dome show. This is like Mikura Asakura, definitely. I'm guaranteeing that. Because they already said he's going to be there to watch Chihiro Suzuki because that might be one of his possible opponents for the Tokyo Dome show. But the point is, he's already going to be there in audience, so definitely he'll be coming into the ring at intermission to hype up the Tokyo Dome show for sure. And probably give his thoughts on who he would like to face the most out of all of them, and probably talk some shit to Chihiro and Yama and all them. Probably talk some shit.
And he's gonna rip on Ren for pulling out.
Oh yeah,
you pussy!
Rip on Ren for getting injured. Be like, oh, you fucking pussy! You get injured. What do you tear your labia or some shit?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's gonna be cool. So that's what we're gonna see for the intermission probably. So.
Love it. All right, let's fire through these last ones here. We got the big boys. We got Ryu Sakai against Ed Pollo King. Now, I actually don't hate this matchup for Ed Pollo King because Ryu Sakai, Raging Bull, he is all gas, no brakes. He either knocks you out or gets knocked out. This guy doesn't have a lick of grappling in his arsenal at all. So you can bet that he won't even try to even take even employ cage, or I guess not cage work, but rope work or any sort of clinch against Ed Pollo King. He's going to be throwing overhands. He's going to be throwing some body shots. And I imagine Ed Pollo King is going to land a counter, either elbow or knee. And I think he's going to knock out the Raging Bull. Now, Sakai, 38 years of age, 3-2 in his last 5 fights, coming off a great win against Hasegawa. Hasegawa up there in age as well, but 17-4-1 now. If you watch that fight, Hasegawa was literally held together by glue. I've never seen so much tape on a fighter's body before in my life. But Raging Bull still got it done, and it was an exciting fight. He's got 9 knockouts, 5 decisions, 10-8 in deep, and 2-1 in Inoue. Gnome Federation. I don't even know what that league is. Regardless, he was the deep heavyweight champion, and he defended that title recently. Like he was the deep heavyweight champion in 2023. But Ed Pollo King is the real deal. He is so much taller than Sakai's 5'11". Ed Pollo King's 6'8". Bro, he's gonna lift up his knee and chin Sakai. I really predict a either flying knee, but again, not even a flying knee, just lift your knee up, and it's basically a flying knee for Ed Pollo King here. Love Sakai, love watching him fight in deep, but like Ed Pollo King's something special, man. I'm glad RIZIN was able to hold on to him, because apparently Karate Combat was trying to nab him, so.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It could be a Karate Combat collab in the future with Pollo King.
I'm down with collabs, but apparently they're trying to steal him away and be like exclusive over here, baby. So I'm glad that RIZIN's able to hold on to him.
Are they doing the exclusive stuff now? Because before they weren't doing exclusivity, but
rumor was they were trying to scoop him away, and RIZIN was able to hold on to him. So
okay.
That, according to CST as well. So Combat Sports. So I'm glad.
CST fam, if they say so, then that's how it is. The Combat Sports Today news fam, they're probably, I think they're arguably the best of the modern age news of mixed martial art. They cover everything. They give RIZIN the best coverage of any of the supposed mainstream media out there. Combat Sports Today fam, they're the best.
They're awesome.
Yeah. So if they're saying that's disheartening to hear. I thought Karate Combat was like a good collab partner, but because they had sent guys back and forth, I mean that's disappointing to hear. They were trying to get them exclusively instead of like a collab thing. But man,
they want to start building. They want to start building some stars as well, homegrown. Which fair enough, I get it, because they've been building their name off of ex-UFC guys or ex-kickboxers. Whereas now they're like, if we can get Ed Pollo King, early in his pro career, then just like maybe Despain now, he's our striking guy. I get it, but like I said, I'm just glad RIZIN's been able to hold on to him. I'm guessing you're picking him to win as well.
Oh yeah. To me, this fight is another one of those test fights where they're bringing in a veteran against a young gun up and comer.
A true heavyweight journeyman. Yep.
Yeah. So they want to get Ed Pollo King some experience. They're probably hoping that Ryo Sakai can get him past the first round. They want to see what Ed Pollo King's made of. So that's what Sakai's job is to just make it through the first round and see what Ed Pollo King does in the later rounds. See if he gets tired, what his gas tank's like. And I would like to see Sakai try to do some trips and stuff and try to get Ed Pollo King down to see what kind of takedown defense he's got. And if he's got a ground game, if he's got stand-up ability. Because like you said, I mean, he's a massive heavyweight, 6'8", and look at the weight difference according to Tapology. It's a 50-pound weight difference. So he's a massive fighter, bro. Just a gigantic human being, and apparently he's half Korean and half Nigerian, half Korean. So possibly this could be a fighter that's going to be on the RIZIN Korea show. Also, I heard a rumor that the winner of this bout, Sakai and Ed Pollo King, if it's Ed Pollo King, that could be part of the alternate bout for the heavyweight Grand Prix. That's what the rumor is. This could be a qualifier to be one half of the alternate.
Put Ed Pollo King in there for sure.
Right?
Definitely throw him in over Sakai.
Yeah.
Make Sakai like the alternate. They should just throw Ed Pollo King as an actual competitor.
But he's only 1-0. He's too new to be thrown right into the fire.
This is Japan, man. This is Japan. Do you know how many? Didn't friggin' Jose Canseco wasn't he in the Dream Grand Prix?
Yeah.
And wasn't he 2-0 and came from fucking baseball? So I mean, this is Japan, dude. Anything happens.
He got beat down by Hongman Choi. I mean, that was fun.
The good old days. The good old days. Musashi was in that Grand Prix.
I'm picking Ed Pollo King, and I believe that if he wins here, he's going to be part of one half of the alternate bout for the heavyweight Grand Prix that's coming up. So that's what I think he's fighting for here, and I think they got him against Sakai, against a veteran, to try to take him past the first round to see what he's made of. Try to grapple with him a little bit, see what his defensive grappling's like, and just try to last as long as he can. Try to take him to his maybe a decision, just see what his gas tank is like. But I don't think it's gonna happen. I think Ed Pollo King's just too big, too strong, too good. And
he's just too dangerous.
Yeah, too dangerous of a fighter. He's going to get the score. I mean, how badass would it be if it was a big-ass 6'8" stomp coming down on Sakai to finish it for superior rule set? Man, that would be sensational. That's what I hope happens. But I
don't even... How many people do you need to carry friggin' Sakai out on a stretcher? He's a big boy. They're going to need like 10 doctors to carry him out.
They have to back up the ambulance to the ring and wheel him out.
Dude, Bara might have to even lend a hand.
Maybe like carrying him like the pallbearers.
Yeah. Oh my god. All right, let's move on to the next one. We have the return of Luiz Gustavo against Shunta Nomura. Now, I love this matchup. Nomura on a 4-fight win streak, 8-2, 27 years of age, 4-1 in his last 5 fights. He is the deep champion, 4 KO TKOs, 4 decisions. He likes to scrap. Now, he's at a Brave gym, so you know he's got a little bit of grappling, but he's way more of a striker than a grappler. Just beat Ito for the title in deep, and before then, beat a 5-2 guy and a 2-1 guy, both knockouts respectively. And he actually lost to Ito in 2023 and got that win back for the championship. His only other loss was when he was 1-0. He fought Sho Patrick Usami and he lost via decision, but that's when both of them were early in their careers, and he went on a 4-fight win streak after that, and now a 3-fight win streak, very much earning this potential title eliminator. Well, title eliminator for him, but not for Gustavo. Yeah. Gustavo's coming off a loss and a little bit of an early stoppage, and kind of random that out of the two, the jiu-jitsu guy ended up TKOing the striker in Luiz Gustavo. Great win for Satoshi. Coming into that fight, Gustavo was on a win streak. He's 4-1 in his last 5 fights, 14-3 as a pro. A very, very good striker, good boxer, killer instinct. Sometimes fights a little crazy and gets himself into brawls. Out of a great gym, Brazilian TKO. He's got 7 TKOs, 5 submissions, 2 decisions. Has never been submitted. His grappling is actually insanely underrated, and I actually said that in the Satoshi preview when they fought, saying that like if Satoshi was going to win, I really thought he'd have to like employ all of mixed martial arts, not just his jiu-jitsu, because again, Gustavo, Brazilian, came out of the womb in a gi and a couple stripes on the white belt like all Brazilians do. Like he's capable, right? 6-3 in RIZIN. And this is huge. I mean, he came off a win against Takeda, Hori. When he fought all the styles, Yachi, he fought all the striking styles, he fought all the grappling styles, just couldn't get over the hump in, I don't want to say fluke, because I don't believe there are like flukes, you know, you make your own luck in sports. It just wasn't his night against Satoshi.
He did not expect K1 Satoshi to show up.
No, exactly, yeah. And Satoshi, let's be honest, Satoshi is roided out of his mind, and I love it as it should be. So, like, I don't think he just realized that, oh, fuck, when jiu-jitsu guys are on the sauce, they actually hit pretty hard as well. I don't think...
He learned from Anderson Silva.
Right? Or Vanderlei, fucking...
Oh, yeah.
He's got muscles growing out of his muscles.
Exactly. You know, actually, Luiz Killer Gustavo is Vanderlei Silva's protege. So that, and I don't know if Vanderlei Silva will be there, but he has in the past when Gustavo's fought. So
maybe he needs Vandy there.
You know what? But also, if he's gonna be the protege of someone like Wanderlei Silva, then he's
gotta get that tie clinch going. He's gotta get that tie clinch going. He's gotta get those knees up against the ropes going.
No, you gotta get some stomps and some grounded kicks going. That's if he wants to be known as Wanderlei Silva's protege. We need some freaking stomps and some grounded kicks and superior rule set. That's the only way you're gonna be known.
Hey, if you want to be Vanderlei Silva's protege, you just have to not be knocked out by Crazy Horse. Fucking Kimura. Oh, who do you have in this one? I'm going Gustavo. Gustavo's actually the underdog, -100. I picked him to win last time. It didn't work out. I'm picking him to win on Saturday. Now, it very much close odds. It's pretty much a pick 'em, but he's -100. Nomura is -140.
Wow, another fantastic close bout. Wow, man, the matchmaker. I think it's Shingo Kaza, the number 2 at RIZIN is Shingo Kasawagi, Charlie Kasawagi, and if he's the matchmaker doing these are fantastic. But look at the odds that they're putting up. Just straight pick'ems across the board, man. We
got a deep champ with KO power against a more well-rounded brawler who I think is more dangerous than Gustavo, who's hungry now. Who's like...
So do you think... So they're both strikers. You think it's going to be a striker's delight then?
I think it's going to be a striker's delight. I think if anyone takes it to the ground, it's Gustavo to land ground and pound or superior rule set.
Nice.
I think the only time we see Nomura try to go for a takedown, it's like a desperation takedown because he's getting pieced up.
Okay.
That's what I think.
But you're right though. If Nomura wins here, he's going to elevate himself right into title contention. So he's going to have a chip on his shoulder wanting to bring it to really get that W, to get to the title shot. So that could
Well, I think Gustavo might just be like, have a little bit more of a chip because he's coming off the loss, and Barra made those comments saying that, so he's probably like, fuck you, like, I want the title shot. Like, if I'm going to beat this guy, and I'm going to beat him in as easy as Satoshi beat me, to make a statement. So we'll see. I love Gustavo though, and it's not because I'm biased. I'm picking him. I just think he's fought better guys throughout his career as well, and I think that's notable overall.
All right, yeah, I agree 100%. So we're both picking Gustavo here. Yeah. But if Nomura wins, he could get a title shot. So that's why the odds are so close. Is because they're both coming in there with chips on their shoulder with something to prove. It's gonna be, man, what a fantastic match! This is another banger right here.
I know, and
card is full of bangers.
And talk about leading up to another striker's delight. Because let's be honest, Chihiro Suzuki and Karshyga Dautbek are not gonna grapple. This is gonna be Dautbek versus Yaman 2.0. Except Suzuki has way better kicks than Yaman, and honestly, Suzuki has way better takedown defense and grappling than Yaman. I don't think Dautbek is gonna. I mean, he might try to grapple when he gets hit with some big shots. I think that last fight did more for Yaman's stock than it did for Dautbek's. I think Dautbek's stock actually lowered a little bit because we saw that, okay, this guy, for being a Kazakhstani, bringing shame to that country with his grappling deficits, because the fact that you could not pin Yaman down and keep him down, I'm sorry, I love Yaman, that's a fucking disgrace to Kazakhstani mixed martial arts. I'm sorry, that's a goddamn disgrace. Now, I love Dautbek's style. He walks forward, he throws hooks, he I think Dautbek is a better has better grappling defense than he does having actual grappling. I think his whole career, he sprawled and kept fights on the feet so that he can brawl and knock you out. I don't think he ever really tried to out-grapple you. I think he just used grappling to keep fights on the feet. And Suzuki here is the better striker. He's the more dynamic striker. He's the more cerebral striker. He's a champion in kickboxing. And I think he's one of the hardest hitters in the 145 division. Now, does Dautbek hit hard? Absolutely. Right? If Dautbek lands a hook, he's knocking you down. But I think Suzuki's chin is still pretty damn strong. And I just think Suzuki is a better fighter than Yaman, especially in mixed martial arts. And if Yaman took that fight to a close decision, I think Suzuki actually has a chance to win a unanimous decision based on damage and really show, Dautbek, you may be a knockout artist who comes from a region that historically has good grappling, but you're a striker in mixed martial arts. You're not a kickboxing crossover who actually is rounding out my game and is a former champion. So I love how Dautbek has 14 KO TKOs. He's only got 2 decisions. He's only got 1 decision. Yeah, he fought in ACA and ACB, but he wasn't fighting the top guys there. Right? He fought only one Ayev, and the Ayev was 4-2. The other guy was, Avi Vazian, right? Okay, I'm sorry. You're not fighting any Ayevs or Ulevs there. You're not worried about the grappling, okay? And he lost to Mikurakas.
How many Evs and Ovs does he have on his record?
He's got 3. He's got 3.
Oh, okay. Well,
but they were all earlier in his career. Okay,
he's got a couple Ovs and Evs on his record. That's all that matters.
Okay, he's got 5 Ovs and Evs, but that's between 2015 and 2017. After that, none of those. His only loss in RIZIN was to Mikuru Asakura in his prime back in 2017. Look, he's a striker with good takedown defense. Everyone keeps saying, "Oh, he's good. He has the wrestling advantage." No, he doesn't, dude. He really doesn't. Suzuki, in my opinion, is a more well-rounded mixed martial artist, and I think he's actually a harder striker. And I think he's going to pick apart his legs a little bit too. Well, I'm banking on him because I think he does have better kicks than Dautbek, and why not slow down even the possibility of this guy going for a takedown than chewing up his legs early. I think Suzuki wins this fight either via TKO, not straight up knockout, TKO, or unanimous decision based on damage.
Nice. This is the people's main event right here. This is the one I'm most hyped about right here. This is an absolute banger. This is the striker's delight of the night right here. This is the dude. I cannot wait for this fight. To me, this is better than the main event, which is a title fight. This one doesn't even have a title on the line, but I'm so hyped for this one. And a lot of the bros online, like Cerebral Vigilante, he loves Dautbek, and so does, I think I saw the Go Kaposa tweeting about Dautbek too. And
I mean, how can you not love the way he fights? It's just
Exactly.
people who are saying, "Oh, he has the wrestling advantage." You don't watch him fight. You're just looking at the flag.
Yeah, no, this is definitely a striker's delight, bro.
Oh, yeah.
This is it's gonna be a bang. Man, I just cannot wait for this one, bro. It's gonna be so freaking awesome.
Suzuki is the favorite, by the way, at -130. Doutbek, a very close underdog at -100.
Wow, see again, the odds.
Close
What
odds.
fantastic matchmaking and odds. The odds makers know that these are all close fights, and just
Yeah, there's no boxing odds on this one. I mean, the biggest separation is Fukuda -700 to +500 for So Young Park. Other than that, all the other ones are pretty damn close.
yeah. So it's just credit to Shingo Kasawagi, Charlie Kasawagi, the number 2 at the Epic Rising. He's the matchmaker, and he's just doing a fantastic job because these are fantastic. The odds are and the odds makers are agreeing and making the odds just super close. That's fantastic here. I absolutely love it. But man, this bout right here, I could rave about it for hours. I'm so excited about it. My boy Chihiro Suzuki, he's arguably one of my favorite, if not my favorite, Epic Rising fighter. Dude, when he knocked out Patricio Pound for Pound Pitbull, that was probably one of the greatest moments in the Epic Rising Fighting Federation history, and it was just, man, that was sensational. And just, man, and just seeing him win the title with a superior rule set ground and up kick to win the
Off
title.
his back.
Oh, dude, it was so freaking awesome. So he knows the assignment. He's an excellent, a sensational striker. He's young. He's barely 25 years old. So he's a young gun champion, just a former champion, trying to get back up to the championship, and just, man, and his grappling has been improving. That's why, actually, you're exactly correct. Even if Dautbek does try to do some grappling, Chihiro's grappling is good enough to keep it on the feet.
Yeah, bro was preparing for Kleber.
Exactly. Like, yeah, it takes someone with the grappling the caliber of Kleber to keep Chihiro on the ground. So Dautbek, let's be honest, Dautbek does not have the grappling on the level of Kleber Quickie.
No. Dautbek, and I say this in the most like praise and most well-respected way possible, he is like brute type fighter, not super polished technique. And that's what we love about him.
Yeah,
but I think
he's
that
a knockout artist. 100%.
Yeah, but I think that a striker who's just as savage but more polished in Suzuki will get the better of him here, because Yaman is kind of a brute striker as well, right? In the kickboxing world, like he's 100%. Not your traditional J kick type of guy, which is why he's had success under Barra's reign now, just becoming more popular and amongst MMA fans. But yeah, no, Suzuki should take this one. I think we both agree on that.
That's 100%, and it's going to be either way. It's going to be a banger, 100%. Oh, yeah. I mean, just take that to the bank. This one is the one to watch on this card.
And if Dautbek wins, title shot. If Dautbek wins, title shot. No ifs, ands, or buts. Give him the title shot. 100%.
I think either or. I think if either of them win, it's title shot.
Yeah. Now you can't say that because you just said Gustavo couldn't get a title shot, and he's coming off a loss.
Right. I'm being biased.
I'm calling you out.
No, you're right. You're right on this one. I'm biased for Chihiro, but you know what though? If Chihiro wins, Mikuro Asakura is supposed to be in the audience.
Yeah,
so if he wins, especially in spectacular fashion, we could see Mikuro come in there and do a face-off, and possibly this could be Chihiro's ticket to get on the Tokyo Dome show against Mikuro Asakura. So that's a definite big motivating factor for him. As you know, just because the title shot's not on the line like it is for Dautbek. That's the motivation for Dautbek is a title shot. The motivation for Chihiro is to get that Mikuro Tokyo Dome headlining spot. But there's big, huge stakes for this bout right here, and just, man, two exciting strikers, and just, man, I just love this bout. This is the people's main event, and I cannot wait. It's going to be awesome.
It would be even better if Ren is in the audience in like a sling, and Suzuki and Mikuru clown him, like get in the ring, put slings on, and just start throwing water bottles at him. Bitch. bitch.
Make
great.
him block it with the sling.
Well, yeah. Well, because remember, he was throwing Suzuki was throwing water bottles at him at Super RIZIN 3.
Yes, that was awesome.
Going full Diaz McGregor. Yeah, no. Anyways,
But you know what? I honestly don't think Ren's gonna be there. But for sure Makir was gonna be there.
Yeah.
So we could definitely get some fireworks post.
yeah, Ren's still laying in a hospital bed on fucking life support right now. Jesus.
So, but hey, get well soon, Ren, because he's a great fighter as well. And the current last man standing champion. Hey, we gotta put that out there. That was freaking awesome.
I hope that they just do that in their. I hate the UFC Apex. I wish RIZIN had something similar, only so that they didn't have restrictions on a time in an arena, so that they could do the real last man standing, unlimited rounds. First one to give up or gets knocked out loses, and they just do 5 rounds after 5 rounds after 5 rounds after 5 rounds.
Hey, Sakakibara-san.
I know he wants
it. They're gonna go for that. They're gonna do that.
They need an arena with no like time, like you got to get out of here at midnight. You know what I mean? Like that's the restriction.
Hey, they did it before. Remember the 2000 Grand Prix?
Yeah, but that was the year 2000. This is 2025. Shit don't work like that anymore.
But
the Yakuza can't just pay off the arena owner and be like, we're staying here all night, bitch. It doesn't work like that anymore.
That was that's what Baragoat said. Sakakibara-san, I call him Baragoat because he's one of the goats. But that's what Sakakibara-san said was the motivation behind the last man standing.
And I hope they do it.
The 2000 Grand Prix fight with Sakuraba and Gracie going 90 minutes. So that was the motivation for being the last man standing. They just wouldn't let him do it last time. But maybe this time he's going to get it done. I mean, like you said, if it's not an arena, it could be in one of those, like where the Rise holds their events or something, in a smaller arena. So... Yep. I mean, we could see it.
Croker Hall or like New Pier Hall or something tiny, but like just somewhere where like they could just rent out the whole night.
But you know what? If it's gonna be Makura, they wouldn't do that. It'd have to be in a big stadium. So
yeah.
But dude, it's possible. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, man, this quote unquote co-main. No, it's not a co. It's the people's main event.
The main is only the main because there's a belt on the line, and let's talk about it here. We've reached the final.
Yeah, we talked about the co-main or the people's main event plenty. We're both picking Chihiro. It's going to be absolute bangers. Striker's delight of Striker's delights, and it's just going to be freaking awesome. Cannot wait for that one. But now we get to the last one, the main event, the title on the line.
I love the storyline coming into this one. It's a rematch between the two guys years later, right? Like, Inoue was a young prospect coming in. Motoya was in his prime, but going through some ups and downs. Motoya, 4-1 in his last 5 fights, 37 wins. 12 losses, and he's 35 years of age. And I'm going to say this, he's only 35 years of age to have that many fights under his belt. He is the king of deep. He is the king of deep, multiple time champion in deep. He has fought he's gotten 25 wins in deep, only 4 losses. He's 25-4 in deep. He's the fucking king of that promotion. 12-7-1 in RIZIN, 8 KO TKOs, 14 submissions, 15 decisions, and his only 2 notable losses since 2021 were against Kaya Sakura, no shame in that, and Vince Morales, where he couldn't take Vince to the ground and Vince outboxed him. Vince Morales, I know he's not doing that great in his second UFC run right now, but he's putting together good fights. He's just not getting the wins, and he has a fight coming up very soon as well. His last loss to Inoue was back in 2020. He got submitted in the first round. Since losing to Morales, though, he has beat Hiramatsu on deep. He beat Shinobu Ota quite handedly in RIZIN, and then beat Akimoto, the prospect in which RIZIN was trying to set him up for success. We've talked about this throughout this entire show, J-Wolf. That was a test for Akimoto, and he wasn't ready yet for Motoya, who is just the better grappler. Motoya is a sick jiu-jitsu artist. His grappling is less wrestling heavy and more pass guard, attack submissions, try to get your back. Can he box? Absolutely. He is well-rounded, but his offensive jiu-jitsu is his bread and butter. This is the rematch, and Inoue's come a long way since their first fight 5 years ago. And Inoue out-wrestled him in that first fight and outstruck him in that first fight and has only gotten better since. Shoot, he's the champion, only 27 years of age, trains United States and Japan, back and forth out of a great gym out of New York. I mean, when you got Ray Longo as one of your as one of your coaches, and you bring out training partners from that gym even to Japan, that's huge. That is absolutely massive. He's on a 2-fight win streak right now. Beat Suchul Kim for the title, and not only that, fucking knocked him out, man. Suchul Kim's a tough motherfucker. He knocked him out. Before then, beat Shoko Sato. Only recent losses were to Juan Archuleta and Ogi Kubo, 2 guys who were able to out-wrestle him. Motoya's not going to out-wrestle him, but he could wear him out. So the only way I see Motoya winning this is if he grinds out a victory against Inoue and banks on trying to submit him in the 3rd round when Inoue's tired. Because I think Inoue is going to do more damage and keep the fight on the feet, or be able to scramble out of the positions that Motoya puts him in. I think Motoya definitely has a chance to submit Inoue, but I think his only chances to submit Inoue is in the 3rd round when Inoue's tired. I got Inoue winning this fight, though. He is the favorite. One of the bigger favorites on this card, which I think is a little bit of a slap in the face to fucking Motoya personally. Inoue's minus 300. Motoya's plus 240. So Motoya moneyline as an underdog is actually not bad. I think Inoue is the favorite because he beat him before years ago, and Motoya is more of a grappler. So people who are betting that way, or the betting odds just are operating under that assumption. Motoya has momentum, and he justified the odds against a young striker. If Motoya gets your back, I don't care if you're Inoue, I don't care if you've beat him before. It's tough to get him off your back. So I will say Motoya, a pretty good underdog, definitely more confident in Motoya as an underdog than Tobi Misech. Having said that, I am picking Inoue to win, and still.
So you're picking Inoue?
Yeah.
Well, there's one more thing about Motoya that you forgot to mention, that this could be his last chance at a major title, right?
I think it is. I mean,
exactly. So that's going to put an extra chip on his shoulder that he's going to want to. He's got to go all out to get that title, because he realizes this could be his last chance. Like you said, it probably is his last chance at a major title.
Dude, RIZIN didn't want him here. They wanted Akimoto to fight for the title.
Yeah, exactly. So he's coming in with I believe he's going to come in with a chip on his shoulder to really go all out to get that title and get. And
if he does, RIZIN has a rematch already set up for Trilogy.
Exactly. So hey, to me, he is a very live dog, and man.
Inoue is just such a hard puncher. That's the thing. And Motoya can box, and he has a good chin. But we saw, and again, I love Vince Morales, and shit, man, you put Vince Morales up against Inoue, and Vince Morales has a chance to win as well. But Vince Morales doesn't have that power that Inoue has. If Inoue lands clean, man, he's knocking you down.
Exactly.
At the very least.
Also, Inoue is only 27 years old. Yeah. I mean, that's athletic prime time right there.
Well, and Inoue beat Motoya when he was 22.
Yeah, I know. It's and now he's in his,
now he's champion.
That's before his athletic prime. 22 that's entering your prime, right?
Yeah.
Now he's in this fully matured, top of the line prime time right now. So he's gonna be tough to beat. So it's just, but I'm telling you, Motoya, he's a very live dog.
Yeah.
But I'm still going with Inoue.
That's what I'm saying. We both on Motoya, we both think is good value, but I think Inoue still gets him.
Yeah. I just dude, too young, too good. And just, it just. But hey, man, I'm not gonna be mad if if Motoya pulls off the upset. I ain't gonna be mad about it. So.
No.
But it's gonna be a good match, I think. But yeah, I'm picking Inoue. I'm with you on that one. I'm picking Inoue. So.
Let's go.
And you know what? Is this? This is at bantamweight. What weight class is Danny Sabatello at? Was he bantamweight or featherweight? That's one of their big signings that they just did. That he's going to be on the Tokyo Dome show facing Shinobu Ota, the Olympic silver medalist. That's going to be one of the biggest. That's going to be one of the bangers of the Tokyo Dome show coming up. And I'm wondering if he could.
Yeah, 135.
He is at 135. Okay, well then, hey, I'm just saying. There's also a possibility then. Is if you check, is he on his way to Japan yet? I mean, because if he is flying out there, he could very well be making an appearance at this show.
Yo, he's gonna get kicked in the face the way that he fights.
Oh, dude, it's either gonna be he's either gonna get kneed in the face shooting for those takedowns, or he's gonna prove the GSP with grounded knees theory.
Yeah,
that was the old theory, was GSP with grounded knees. If you put a grinding wrestler like GSP in their superior rules set, he would be devastating with grounded knees. Now it's moved from GSP, it's guys like Sabatello with grounded knees theory. So how is he going to do with grounded knees?
You look at his career, like before getting to Bellator, and respect him, he went on a run to fight Stotts for the title, like respect there. But like he has like a win over Damon Blackshear in Titan FC back in 2021, which has aged well. Brett Johns he beat Jornel Lugo and he was undefeated. Leandro Higo, and then what the fuck happened? Like, put it this way, he's the most exciting guy on the mic, the most boring fighter in the cage.
Well, let's see what happens now that he's got a superior rule set.
Colby Covington.
Yeah, well, I mean,
talks a lot and doesn't fucking do shit.
What if he, dude? But remember Kevin the Monster Randleman? Kevin the Monster Randleman in the UFC was a grinding wrestler, right?
Yeah, but Kevin Randleman tried to slam guys on their face and was roided up to the max. Danny Sabatel doesn't slam guys on the face and doesn't shoot needles up his ass.
But anyway, the point is that he was throwing some. I love calling them the skyscraper grounded knees, where he was kicking his legs up in the air and just dropping like buildings on guys' heads for grounded knees.
I hope Sabatello thrives, because I want to see any of the international signings that RIZIN make noise. I
think he will, bro. I think he's going to. And this matchup
far
right here,
from a believer.
Yeah. Okay. So you have to see it to believe it. Yeah. That's fair. That's fair. But this matchup right here, this main event between Inoue and Motoya, the matchup between Sabatello and Ota at the Tokyo Dome show, very well could determine the next number one contender to face the winner of this bout right here between Inoue and Motoya.
Why are they doing this to us, though? Ota and Sabatello. Like,
honestly, to me, that's a banger. I'm sorry. Ota is an Olympic silver medalist. He has shown he knows the assignment. He has shown, it just.
It's either gonna force them to fight on the feet, or we're gonna see a lot of crotch sniffing. Like, one or the other. There's not gonna be any in between.
So you don't think they're going to throw grounded knees then?
I mean, Ota might. Yeah, I think they both fight very similarly. Ota knows how to operate under RIZIN rules a little bit better. Again, I got to see it with Danny Sabatello, man. He talks so much shit and doesn't show any of it in the cage. So I'm sorry, I can't respect that. Like, I'm always tuned in because he always sucks me with that shit talk. But then it's like, bro, like, throw a punch.
Yeah,
throw a punch. I'm gonna fuck you up. I'm gonna take over Japan. He's gonna go in there, sniff some crotch.
Go grab some legs and sniff some crotch.
Hey, I'm hoping he changes up the game, but like, yeah,
I think he will, bro. I think it's gonna be like I was saying, the GSP with grounded knees theory. I think it's gonna be the Sabatello with grounded knees theory, right, where it's gonna turn him exciting. Just like remember when Phil Davis was in the Bellator one night tournament, and all of a sudden when you throw a grinding wrestler like Phil Davis into a one night tournament where you gotta win to advance, it all of a sudden turns him into a finishing machine.
Yeah,
he finished everybody in that one night tournament. That's true. I mean, it's just I can see the same thing happen to Sabatello with a superior rule set, and I just have a feeling that could be the next matchup for the winner between Inoue and Motoya here, and I'm definitely going with Inoue, but I mean, Motoya is a live dog, bro. I can't shake that feeling that he's gonna have a chip. Put yourself in his shoes. It's his last shot at the title. He knows it, and it's gonna just put that extra, light a fire in him and give him that extra edge to maybe get it. I mean, man, that is a definite live dog. But no, I'm still gonna go with Inoue. So, but either way, it's gonna be a banger. And then if they have Sabatello there, I wonder if they even bring him in the ring afterwards to talk some shit to hype up the Tokyo Dome show next. So that could be a
they
possibility.
should. They should. If he's there, they should.
Absolutely.
But there it is. That's the card, ladies and gentlemen. Over 2 hours again. We just can't help but yap about the greatest promotion on the planet, the Epic Rizin Fighting Federation. Jay, where can the fans find you if they dig your content? Where else do you appear? And where can they find you on social?
You can find me on Twitter or X at JAYYOLF1. It's misspelled on purpose because that's was decades ago when I first started posting. There was like a million other J Wolves, so I just put 2 Y's. It's easy to search, all that good stuff. I do plan on changing it in the future, get it spelled right and with like an underscore or something, but I just haven't got around to that yet. So for right now, just follow me at JAYYOLF1. If you're a real person, I follow right back, especially if you're a mixed martial arts fan. I love following you guys right back. And then also on the RIZIN.50 Discord server, I love it in there. It's so much fun. We have some great fans in there. Actually, you're in there as well. Some great fans in there, and just we don't just only talk about RIZIN there. We talk about everything. Kickboxing, UFC, whatever, anything combat sports we talk about. And there's also an off-topic chat, where we talk about like movies and stuff. It's just a lot of fun. It's not public like X and Twitter is, where you're not gonna get fired for a Discord post, right? like they do for like tweets and stuff. So it's a lot of fun there. RIZIN.50 Discord server. So come join us. Watch the fights live in there. It's awesome. Also on the Focus Fights. They have Focus Fights audio and regular Focus Fights channel with Jay Christian Gary. I did a show, the preview show with him and Mike from Ohio. It was really fun. Go check that out. It's a great preview. And then right here on my favorite podcast with Aisha on the City Life Project. Well, probably Aisha, this is, man, you're the best, brother. You're the hardest of the hardcore. You watch it all, and man, you just ride for the Epic Rizin just like me. You love it. So it's just absolute pleasure and honor to be here and to talk to your audience. I appreciate your audience too. It's just so great. I just love doing these shows with you, and just thank you for having me on. And thank you to the audience for sticking with us and listening. I mean, I know we talk for hours about it, but it's because we love this. We love it. The superior rules set, the Epic Rizin. We absolutely love it. We could talk for hours. So appreciate you guys hanging out with us and
bro.
And
I was telling J Wolf the other day. I was just jamming. And I literally learned the entire friggin' Pride FC theme song as I was just jamming, listening to it. I don't know if you know this, Jay. I as someone who sits for a living, like I edit and I do YouTube and I do Fight Companions. I have to like do something active. So like I work out every single day, whether it's running or whatever. And to start my workout, I do like 15 minutes of stretching before my workout. I do my warm up, and then the first song on my workout playlist is the Pride FC theme song. You want to know what my second song on the playlist is?
The RIZIN theme?
The Pride FC theme song. Again, obviously.
I'm playing back to back.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. It gets me so hyped. So, like, yeah, I love everything, that is now, RIZIN, which rose from the ashes of Pride FC. And really appreciate you jumping on as always. Yeah, that's it. Like and subscribe, guys. Let us know what you think of our picks. And last word goes to you, sir.
And you know what it is every time. And we're talking about the almighty Pride FC when we say this. That's Pride Never Die. Pride is RIZIN. Peace.